Today we are looking for a victory. Underestimating us were the first mistake.
That I've been looking forward to ever since we knew they were going to face off against each other here in Singapore at the Bלאסט World Finals. FaZe taking on MAUZ, and for many good reasons, for many good storylines, this should be interesting. One of them being, of course, that FaZe have been dominating MAUZ time and time again in Counter-Strike 2. We know the beginning of CS2, they were constantly beating them in grand finals, but MAUZ finally got the better of FaZe back in Rio. So we're heading into this matchup, Mari, with a new, perhaps, dynamic to this matchup. Do you think MAUZ are walking in as the favorites turning up against FaZe?
Man, the team in Counter-Strike with probably the most aura in FaZe, losing some of that shine in Rio. That's a good question, Pimp. I will say that I picked FaZe to win this one. I feel like they're going to come back to this rematch with a little bit of, they have a little vengeance. They really want to show MAUZ that they want to stun them once again, show that they are still the big bros overall. But when it comes to how MAUZ been playing lately, they are a team that seems like they're right there on the precipice of being championship contenders every single time they join a tournament. And now for the first time since the previous Bլא스տ World Finals, they might be able to capture a deep run at a Bլא스տ event.
It would be a statement in itself if they were able to beat FaZe 2 times in a row. In the final in Rio, you know, they were doing great for themselves, they were looking good, but it has been a bit of a roller coaster as of late for MAUZ. We had James Banks catching up with Shuhei coming into the matchup to learn a little more about where they're at.
Outside of EPL, Shuhei, you guys have had very good run recently in terms of top 4 grand finals at Rio. I want to ask you, do you guys as a team know where the blocker is for you guys to actually go the step further, go to where you want to be?
It's a good question. I'm not sure, and not something we looked at. We're still a young team. We have a lot of potential, and nothing is stopping us for now. So we just want to continue forward and progress forward.
In terms of that progress forward, I saw a new mentality for you guys recently. Every interview I did, not with you, with other players as well. We want to improve game after game. We want to see that. Is this something that you guys have spoke about, like, outside of the team and say, okay, this is what we want to say, this is what we want to keep going? Is it something like you're trying to talk into existence?
A little bit no. It comes kind of natural to us right now that we want to take it game by game. It's just very important for us to not get lost and disappoint ourselves with maybe a goal that we set that would be too high. I don't know, reaching the final, and suddenly we don't do it, and then we are more disappointed. We went through a tough time, so having a game-by-game focus is just more important for us than having a higher goal, which we could also reach by doing game-by-game.
Now looking at goals, you finally took down FaZe when it came to Rio as well. Did you understand the change or something you've done that was able to make that possible?
We changed a lot, so we knew that coming into the game we would play a different style and it would be a different team from us. So we knew that honestly the last games that we played against them, they wouldn't matter that much if you have a new system now. Also they have been going through a rough time, so they're constantly working about a lot of stuff. They're still trying to find a lot of stuff that fits them now. So I'm sure that even coming into this game, they will have something new prepared compared to last time. So it's all about working and finding new stuff.
Do you feel like you've got over like the block that was against them though? Do you feel like you're ready to say, okay, look, we did it this time, we can do it again?
I don't think the team took it as a block. I mean, obviously we were, what, 7-0 against them or whatever it is, or 0-7. But I don't think people took it too hard that much, the losses. We won, it felt good. Whenever it's going to be a more important win, maybe in a final, that's what's going to matter, not the 7-0 or the 6-0.
Game by game, Shuhei is saying that's probably a pretty good idea, you know, to take it game by game, considering the history going up against FaZe Clan. Now, FaZe have been dominating MAUZ for quite some time. They did lose in Rio, but do you think, as you said, that Karrigan would have changed something coming into that game and now feeling slightly more confident again refacing MAUZ?
He has to. He has to. Everybody on the team has to. They have to respond to the way that MAUZ played in that one, getting in their faces, showing them a lack of respect. And FaZe, they got to hold their ground this time around, because this is a matchup that they have dominated for over a year, and for Rio to suddenly change the tides, I think FaZe want to take it right back right away.
Luckily for us, we had the opportunity to catch up with Karrigan coming into the game.
Do you feel the difference though is still there in like what you want to see from the team in the positive way?
Yeah, I mean, obviously best of one is rough against Fury in Rio. I think we could have performed better on the day against Mouse, but I also believe there was small things to change the outcome of the game. They really wanted to win way more than us, and it is hard to constantly beat the same team over and over again. They adjusted really good, right? And fair play to them. But I think the way we beat Liquid really showed that we are where we need to be, but not where we want to be. I think that's the best way to describe it. We are still in a good situation. I know it's the first time we didn't make a playoff, but it's not a shame to lose to a team like Mouse. I don't think what I saw earlier this year after summer break, that was some very hard losses that shouldn't happen even on a bad day.
In terms of that, you said, right, you're losing to Mouse and Rio, they're playing good, they were looking very well. Did you notice a change in them when you played them, because they had struggled against you in the past?
Yeah, obviously I went back and looked which matches we played against Mouse, and there's no lie, the 7 times we beat them was all playoffs. Studio environment, we never played them before. It was the first time we played them in CS studio environment, and they showed up with real heart and real passion, and they played super aggressive, no respect. And we have to make sure they have to respect us. It's simple as that. We can't expect to have enemies to have respect for us just because we have a good matchup. We have to constantly earn it, constantly fight for it. And I think it's just as simple as that. Now we lost the game. We could have won it, but in the end we didn't. And I think coming into this game, we need to win today. We need to win this group stage, and we need to win the whole goddamn tournament.
It's an interesting narrative from Kerrigan right here, saying that they usually play them in playoff, you know, and not in studio environments. Do you think there's still some sort of, I guess, stigma to that? Is Mouse still a team that performs better in a studio environment, or do you think that's died down?
I feel like Rio showed that Mouse have a little bit more in them in terms of that stage experience. Beating Fury on stage, for example, was
dominating.
So impressive against that hostile crowd. And on top of that, I just feel like this is another studio environment, so that point doesn't actually matter today to me. I get it. It's a little bit, it seems like sour grapes a little bit from Kerrigan there, if I'm not going to lie to you. But at the same time, I do feel like you got to just beat them with better Counter-Strike today. It doesn't matter about the stage or about the experience when this is an environment that Mouse is completely comfortable in.
It's been a fun matchup to watch, FaZe versus Mouse, and especially considering that Mouse did take the win in IM Rio. Now, I asked you before, and I'll ask you again, you have FaZe winning the game, but what does it take for Mouse to get the W here?
If they play the same way that they played in Rio, that's what's gonna impress me the most. So frequently they were getting aggressive on them. So frequently they were trying to just take these proactive positions on the CT side, which FaZe weren't always ready for in all of these moments. And so for both sides, I feel like you just got to be ready to fight in the first 10 seconds, which is probably something that FaZe thought was allotted to them in terms of the respect that would have been given, but that needs to be earned.
And I was just about to say, Kerrigan saying that they were being very aggressive, showing no respect on the server, and usually that's part of the FaZe DNA. Do you think they still have the confidence to do that? Do you think FaZe is at a state right now, or a state of mind, so to speak, where they can allow themselves to be a little more careless on the server, or do you think they're overthinking it a bit?
I just feel like when I'm watching FaZe right now, it's not the same kind of star-studded where every single person, with the exception of Kerrigan, is going to always hold their mouse and just make sure that they win every single gunfight. I feel like I just get more of the individual pop-offs, and for whatever reason, it's been difficult for 2 or more players to click at the same time. You'll get the odd map of Robs carrying, of Rain doing well, Frozen obviously having some consistency. Brokey is such a big stage player, but man, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just motivation, tournament to tournament, or just some kind of overarching picture that we're not privy to that is actually troubling FaZe in these kinds of moments. And so I just think that they need to make sure that they come to the World Finals with a serious goal, and Kerrigan in that interview sounded like he wanted to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I like that statement from Kerrigan. I like the fact that the focus for FaZe Clan is not to do well, it's not to get to the playoff, it's to win the entire thing. Now, one player that has been stable, one player that has been showing up time and time again for FaZe Clan is Frozen, and he has a history with Mouse. We know that. He used to be the star of that team. So for Mouse, and I guess for Frozen as well, do you think there's a little bit of an extra pressure on him right now to do well against his former team once more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't want to feel like you made a bad decision by leaving those guys. I mean, you lost last time. He felt pretty good about it for Chengdu, for so many tournaments before where Frozen got the better of his old team, but now it feels like somehow the apprentices are passing the masters, and that's where Frozen got to step up, and he's got to make sure that he shows everybody this wasn't a mistake to join the more storied organization.
Speaking of stepping up, 2 guys that could use a bit of that, I guess, from time to time, is our lovely casters, is Anders and Henry. Take it away, please. We have Mouse taking on FaZe Clan.
Pimp. Don't even know what that means, but I appreciate it. I think he was trying to be nice. Either way, we've got the second game of the day. It is going to be a bit of a banger. FaZe taking on MAUZ here. And I have to say, MAUZ actually looking like the favorites. FaZe, a team that's been sparring. You can see the live odds coming in as well. Looks like our partners agree on this. What are your thoughts?
That is interesting. Yeah, I mean, people were impressed by the Rio results, and I guess for good reason. And FaZe have been in a weird state where we don't always know what we're going to get with them. They're obviously great in a comeback, but yeah, it's been a team in flux. So perhaps it does make sense, although I think in our predictions game, almost everybody picked FaZe for some reason.
Listen to this, Anders.
Okay,
now, we've had CS2 for about a year now, right? First half of the year, it was 8 events for FaZe. It got 8 finals with 4 events won. Second half of the year, 8 events, lots of playoffs, but no grand finals, and of course, no events won as well. This team is spiraling in CS2. They were the undisputed best team in the world for the first 6 months of the game. That title's gone over towards Na'Vi now, and we're surprised if we see more than a quarterfinal from FaZe. So they don't seem to get very deep in these tournaments at this stage, but it's still impressive. But you have to say, like, as Carragher mentioned, they want to start winning some trophies now. They want to start winning goddamn tournaments and show us this is a team that can still do damage. A lot of roster speculation going on now for FaZe. Whether this team will continue into 2025, yet to be seen. I think the major will be a deciding factor there. But yeah, a team you expect to be lifting at least a few trophies in the second half of the season, yet to really make any finals.
Wow, you bring up a really good point there. You've actually brought facts and logic.
I've brought some.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I've been in the lab.
That's it. It's hard. That's really compelling evidence. That's hard to scout, isn't it? How do you get past that if you're FaZe? How do you explain? I mean, Carragher did say they don't just want to beat MAUZ, they want to win the whole thing.
Listen to my notes or what?
They are. They actually cheating off.
Taking my homework. Well, either way, I still think FaZe, like, it's technically the studio part of the tournament, Anders, MAUZ. Normally thriving in those environments. It's normally FaZe taking them down in the playoffs.
Sure.
Over the years, like in terms of the historic matchups here, like it's always FaZe that seem to get the win since like the late stages of 2023 and the majority of 2024. But their last outing, of course, in Rio, MAUZ finally managed to best them. They're a team on an upward trajectory right now, and FaZe kind of not spiraling necessarily, but not looking their usual selves. They seem to be fumbling the really important games. And Carragher, he knows his team and the roster. It's the right recipe. They know they can lift trophies with this lineup, but hasn't been coming together. Rob's has been looking pretty good recently. I'm hoping to see him and Frozen working in tandem to step up. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with us. The second game of the day here, live and direct from Singapore. You're watching Blast Premier World Finals 2024. It's MAUZ taking on FaZe.
And we're starting on Inferno. It's a best of 3 game, and it will be FaZe starting on that T side. On the CT side already, so let's see what we get. A little bit of a jump there for Jimmy. I'm not sure how many people, if any, that he really saw. That's kind of the purpose of doing that jump, but I'm not sure if he actually spotted that many of them. So it might be still a surprise, to be honest. Torshi's in the middle, trying to see if he could find a couple of shots down towards the T ramp, and they have a full execute. So the real stack is happening on the other side. If they just pull the trigger on this one, FaZe, there's not going to be that much of a defense. They don't want to go through with it. They're still holding the B stack right now.
True.
אולי בגלל הסוג של אגרסיב הולד של ג'ימי.
As well. They've got smokes, assertion, flashes available, no kits. But still, same story for FaZe as well. They still have enough for a full B execution. They're making their way back there, Anders. They've got smokes of coffins and CT spawn. Molotov for new boxes or first oranges. Flashbang to give them basic control of banana. And now MAUZ are in a very promising position. Zershan, bear in mind, he's got that smoke. He's in CT spawn. As soon as he feels the utility come through, he's going to deploy his, and he's holding on to it for dear life. He doesn't want to deploy that.
כרגע עם good rotations, תראו מה קורה פה, ג'ימי לכיוון A. הם חוזרים ל-A, אבל לא משנה, רופס נופל פה לטוז'י. קיל נהדר.
He knows there's more players en route. Can Jimfat deliver the same sort of performance?
He might have just saved the team, to be honest. That's going to give him a little bit of time to rotate on over. Nice shot from Frozen, though.
ג'ימי רוצה לשבת
Sershan looking to try to make his way through. Only 20 seconds left to duel.
זרשן מביא פה 3! 4!
And it's Reyna go down.
Wow.
That is an insane sequence coming out. He looked like he missed the first 3 or 4 bullets there.
מה קרה להם הרגע פה?
It was wild.
He was like a double agent. I think they even looked back at him and it was a teammate. It was such a wild maneuver there through the smoke. Rusting through the library position, he opened things up.
עושה פוש לסמוק, מביא פה 4 שחקנים.
As you can see, they're like, what the hell's going on? Did we smoke the library?
תשמע, איזה יופי.
Mowing them down. He's got the hot hands. What a way to kick things off in their CT campaign here. 1-0 for Mouse, no bomb planted. Disastrous scenes there for FaZe.
שמע לפייז,
Now,
וואלה הם מבחינת רוטיישנים וזה, הם שיחקו הרבה יותר טוב.
kick things off. Brawlan looking to mow them down. He gets the hat trick, farms all that money, taking his total to $2,000. And now Rain, yeah, just looking for one kill ideally. In the smoke, sure. But spotted and taken down. Brawlan with 4
כמה
kills.
כסף הם עשו פה בעולם הזה.
Problem is now you got that first gun round coming in. And yeah, that's great, but you actually would have wanted one player to go down there just so you could bring out an early AWP for Torji perhaps up against these AKs. Brawlan can certainly drop in now, but they might still upgrade. They might consider that a viable option. Okay. And there it is. Okay, Torji does get the AWP.
Okay then, yeah.
I was scared when I said that. I was worried. Maybe I got it wrong, but the AWP is out. And that's a great little call. We'll see whether this is where Torji... This is where you wanted to see aggressive.
זה ראונד מעניין. עד עכשיו היה נראה שפייז, נכון, בפיסטול ראונד, שלטו ברוטיישנים לא רע. איך הם שחקו את זה בגן רן. אוי ואבוי, פרוזן. כל כך הרבה מזל.
Interesting play there from Mouse. Unfortunate not to get the first kill, but can they get the round under their control? Another dink, and they'll hear it.
Oh my god, וורלד לא מוריד אותו. שני שחקנים עם 1 HP בפייז. Oh, nice picture blocking.
As Shui looking to set up the blockade here. Wants to get that M4 ideally as well. Very careful, spots one. There's the M4, needs to reload as well. Actually got 20 bullets.
שמע, יש שם שני שחקנים של פייז, מרחק ליטוף.
He really wanted to stop him from picking up that M4, but...
So now they know there's some dinks out there as well, Anders. They're trying to reclaim territory. They're going to leave Jim Fat, one of the more stable anchors in the game. Shui goes down here, and here we go, 9 going to town, and so many low HP players on the server right now.
רק ריין לכיוון טוב מיד.
עם
HP. אין, אחלה רוטיישן עם טוז'י לא במקום.
Rain finding a lot of territory over towards A. And Torji realizing this could be a problem.
He's not really thinking about it. He doesn't realize that Rain is that close. That smoke really sells it. Rain obviously knows everything, so that's a very, very nice grenade.
מבחינת רוטיישנים פייז משחקים את זה נהדר.
Good setup and good work from Rain. It's just a one kill there, but getting that much map position late in the round. Like you said, everyone being so low, that fight on Banana just, it kept on going forever and ever. I actually thought maybe at one point there Mouse were going to come out on top, but instead it's FaZe to pick it up. So we want a competitive game anyway, so it's kind of good to see FaZe.
Absolutely. That one was on a knife's edge. So many dinks, so many kills that could have been, but will be FaZe holding on to the round, posting their first. Jimmy to hold on to the AK.
וורלד שם שלא עובד שקריגן, זה כזה מיספלש.
Rain saving the AWP as well, so they are posting. Decent amount of damage early on here. Carrick, God, it's one of the most awkward battles we've seen all day, but he comes out on top. Jimmy certainly had a chance to get a double kill here. It was so unfortunate. It's only very few players, but this is a master stroke from Rain, dropping that smoke down towards the library side. As you mentioned, Torji has to assume they're behind the smoke and on the A side, but it will be Rain to find him. And the first round on the board for FaZe. We have got a tactical timeout. Discuss their options. Money's absolutely fine for Mouse. And we'll be getting into round number 4 here. It's going to be the pick of FaZe, bear in mind.
Maybe another talking point that we love bringing up is just the resurgence of Brawlan as a player. Obviously, looked like
he seemed like his career was done, right? Yeah.
מה עושים ממשיכים עם הסטאפ הזה של ה-3B?
Actually, you know, a world-class team again, getting MVPs.
Oh yeah.
And as you show in the world, he can keep up in tier 1 CS. Amazing resurgence to this young man's career.
Good flash to the corner. Forces out the AWP shot, reveals where that player is. Very low here is Frozen, and this time it's under MP9 on the other side. He is going to be dead. Cost Brawlan a lot of health, but...
מצלמה שעושים את הקיל, כולה נדלק.
This is crazy.
וואו, nice.
I was thinking about it, but he got away with so much. That's a rare play. At one point on Inferno, back when Stewie was running wild, that kind of a move was way more popular, but it's risky to do it.
This is looking very promising, and if you don't mind me saying, 5-on-3. Low HP players, though, and a lurk smoke towards the apartments deployed by FaZe. Round not done yet. Robson known to lurking towards his apartments, and Rain will be trying to find some basic control of middle. Tucks himself in towards cover.
Rain, הזדמנות להביא פה את הראונד.
Aware of each other's presence now. 35 seconds. Execution potential low, but There's Rain being removed early on, so a 5 versus 2. I don't even know if it's worth going for it at this stage. Try and get the bomb planted for Broken, get a couple of key frags. They've got a smoke to throw in spawn. It looks like they are going to give it a good go.
מעניין.
A very clean kill here. 20 seconds remaining.
אין להם פה שום פיק, שום דבר. יופי של ראונד של מאוס. דוריאן פליי אולטרה אגרסיבי.
For somebody to peek up from the coffins, and that never really happened, so the round is going to expire.
ריין פספס פה הזדמנות. פייז אומנם נראים לא רע מבחינת פוזיציות במובע באופן כללי, אבל הדולים נפתחים לכיוון של מאוס, והיוטיליטי שלהם נראה נהדר גם.
Sometimes you'll see the CT side just kind of surrender that part of the map early on because it just requires typically so many grenades to try and secure it on the CT side that it could be a bit rough, but Mouse are absolutely battling. You can see them pushing down.
Xerxian, I'm loving these maneuvers. What a 2024 he's had. Tons of individual form. One of the best riflers in the game right now, in the entirety of CS2. An absolute monster on the server. Let's get into it.
וואלה, הוא באמת שחק מדהים.
Got AK-47s.
Wow.
Ready to go, 3 of them in hand for Shui, Xerxian and Jimfab.
תשמע, אני מתפלא שהפיסטול הלך לטובתנו בכלל. זה היה נראה כזה של פייז. ואז הוא מפיק לתוך 4 והם לא הורגים אותו.
Trying to set up Xerxian, who's ready and waiting with the aforementioned AK. Spam's coming through.
That is a bit scary, isn't it? But doesn't look like Jimfat's too worried. Just sitting crouched all the way back there. Again, the battle continues for that banana control. It is such a pivotal part of the map, obviously, as you guys know.
עם סטאפ לא רע.
מפספסים פה הזדמנות להרוג את ג'ימי. לא שוט קל בשום צורה.
Not
too obvious what's coming next here. A minute on the clock and
Shui
actually almost looking the wrong way there. Look, he was sort of looking off.
מאוס מחזיקים נהדר את
A. Reaction gets the kill. Bomb is down on T-Ramp, but there's about 50 seconds left here. They are starting to get back from Banana and in towards the middle here, but this is already shaping up to be an awkward round. Down a man, 40 seconds. They have some utility, but...
And there's so much mid-control with the CTs here, Anders. How do they break through?
I don't know. You need a pop flash, and you've got 1 on Brokey, so he's going to try and set him up, but they need something like that. There we go. It is one hell of a flashbang, and Jimmy's on the other side, and he's going to go down. That is exactly what he needed.
All right, the round's actually going in favor of FaZe here. 3 on 3. The pop flash was spectacular. The retake now going to be very difficult. One you might consider disabling. It's Inferno, you're smoked off, you've got an AWP here, you'll definitely give it a look in.
הם כן כזה מחפשים פה משהו.
בסדר, מנסה להשיג פיק עם האופ אולי, אבל לא יהיה פה ריטק.
רופס וזרשנדול, זה הדול שלדעתי יכתיב אם יהיה פה ריטק או לא.
It's a quick kill. Maybe there's a chance. Not going to be quick though, detected. And that's probably with that Molotov there. I think they probably saves. She still fancies it though. Brookie with a huge advantage.
That's also the kit is down there in the library, so like there's no way. He'd have to run back. The AWP on torch you have.
אולי משהו...
Yeah, I mean, that was probably a bit risky, maybe pushing it a bit too fast, trying to retake that.
תכלס,
attempting a 3-on-3, but...
רק עם ברול מפיק ראשון. לא עם...
Wow, that one flashbang just completely changed the round.
You said it had to be a hell of a pop flash.
וגם אז זה בעייתי. כי גם דוריאן צריך לנצח את הדול שם נגד פרוזן. מהסייט.
You might just want to play the crossfires and play the bomb sites and dig in deep towards the bomb site. They opted for the up-close and personal maneuver and get caught up by 1 single flash, and FaZe will capitalize, of course, as we get their second on the board here. The AWP is saved, but now this is a bit of a problem. We've got Famous, MP9 in the hands of Shui and Xerxian, respectively, and we'll see whether this rush from Carrigan will gain some control here towards the top of Banana. It's the MP9 to find him.
Oh no, Xerxian!
Kill from Carrigan there. He's actually found the opener. Xerxian didn't see that coming whatsoever.
That's so rare. You're right, he is a spectacular player, but he got caught completely. He just didn't expect it. He thought the Molotov that they had thrown down would have held anyone back. And to be honest, this is kind of the kind of play that makes Carrigan such a hard player to play up against sometimes. He kind of can be the unknown quantity when you're playing FaZe, because he'll take the extra risk. He doesn't mind sometimes dying, because the rest of the team will pick up the slack anyway. Yeah, just way further up than I think he realized. What do you do now? Roland still hanging out near the B bomb site. He and really try and slow them down, but if he's playing alone, he's never be able to win this one. His team
Fucking
could
mouse
try and
of
go
the
through the middle
table.
if they want to sort of turn this top mid
Ele
defense
movi
into
pois
more of an offense, but right now it is just the Swede on
mega hold.
the bomb side here. It's not looking good at the moment. Yeah, all right, they are pushing down the middle, so they're going to try and get there, but he still has to stay alive and at least get a kill, and that's not going to happen.
Certainly not, Anders.
Toji.
Will find one for the smoke, but he does second.
Ooh, what the fuck?
Tantalizingly
FaZe
close.
נגד FaZe Academy.
Happened, but they'll probably have to give this one up. There's no further
ככה אתה אומר
utility.
גוקו?
Kids, famous for Shui, and the money is busted as well. Will be Brokey.
זה היה די צפוי שזה משהו בסגנון.
Wasn't the prettiest kill, but
וורלנט קלאסיק פה זה 2 לפחות אולי כדי שיהיה פלייאבול.
and gets in the 5 and 4.
אין ספק שפייז לוקחים את המפה לפחות.
And they have no choice but to save. The only kill they find here in this particular round is the Torji shot through smoke.
למה אתה כזה בטוח?
Trying to lock them in towards banana.
הטיסייד של מאוס פה הוא לא רע בכלל.
It would be nice to keep FaZe modest, but you need to make sure you hold on to that rifle, Jimmy.
Yeah, kind of a critical position.
גוקו אומר שזה כמו פייז נגד FaZe Academy.
FaZe want to be fighting too much either. They're happy to just stick around at the bottom of banana.
Yeah.
Okay, bit of a truce.
We've got a bit of a game on our hands here. This is looking like will not be a blowout. These two teams have duked it out plenty of times this year. FaZe taking majority of the victories here is in Rio, where finally Mouse took them down in a best of 3. After FaZe lost the best of 1 to Fury.
כרגע נחזיר לזר של מה שהוא עשה לו קודם.
Their best tournament, not their best run, but looking to take another victory here, FaZe, as they grind their way back into the game. Tying things up, a 3-gun save for Mouse there.
It really feels like so far the main predictor of who's been winning these
מבחינת רמה
rounds
פשוט
is
FaZe
the
קונים
banana
שחקנים של
fight.
מאוס.
Both teams still really engaged with it. This time it was Kerrigan, but we've seen just as much Surgeon on the other side pushing down and trying to find those kills. So that is kind of the hot spot on the map at the moment. Nobody's really surprised about that, I guess, but yeah, both teams willing to struggle for it. Tied up game at 3-3 as we head into round number 7 here. What do we have for the CT side? One from us, one M4, one AWP, and then pistols for the rest. So really a tough round to win here if you're on the Mouse side of things, but definitely not impossible. Trying to see if they can set up that AWP while some pressure is being applied already to the top mid position, so they're going to try and boost on.
Oh no.
It's a bit awkward with the failed jump. That gives away the noise, and
oh no.
I think Frozen definitely heard that, so they don't want to recommit to it.
קצת מטורלל מבחינת הביי.
A difficult round for Mouse, but one that's possible. USP's Versertion and Brawlan trying to keep the money.
שאולי במקרה יהרוג איזה אחד במקרה.
Hold on to $2,000 as well.
אני חושב שגם ברגע שקרגן... אתה אומר שקרגן פורש, שוי נכנס להחליף.
The quad side flushing into key positions before they go for mid control. Smoke down towards Arch still.
יש לנו פה 2 guns.
Have its moment here on Inferno.
טורג'י לבד בבי.
Save these rounds single-handedly. He's that good. One of the best anchors in CS2 right now. And Shui tucked in towards the cubby, baited him by the USP towards Arch side. Brokey patrolling.
FaZe מאוד פסיבי, נותנים את הזמן.
CT lacking information, going to send in the USP first. Taken down by Rain. Famus in a strong position. A nice off angle, but can't find the kill. Rain.
Ooh, Jimmy.
And Jimmy all chiming in for some kills here. Now they scramble back towards the bomb site. It's Kerrigan that finds a bit of space and time here. Smoke down towards the Moto position.
Okay.
And now a bomb plant looking likely. It's going to be Torji and Zersh.
2 versus 2.
Pretty impressive work, to be honest, there for the CT side to even get into this far. That double kill for Jimmy really going a long way, but the timing to help Kerrigan out, not have to take that fight, is probably really important. They can stick around and try and see if they do something. Again, they don't have the kit right now, so it's doubtful whether they can actually easily retake this, but double pit position, you never really know. Molotov goes in towards that default, and now Kerrigan's frozen as well. It's just such a strong double setup in the pit here when they don't have the grenades to deal with it. And Torshi realizes it is time to leave. Kerrigan will have to try and make a run for it.
Yeah.
To stay in the pit here, but still, great work for FaZe right now.
Yeah, that's going to be them taking the lead there, Anders. These are being some cut moments as well. It looks like
Kerrigan באפס, מעניין אותי שג'ימי לא ציפה לאפס פלייר.
But Kerrigan actually saves the day. He actually hears them trying to get back and towards the bomb site and tuck themselves in. That does lead into the victory. This one right here. As soon as he gets that one on Jimmy, that's when the round feels like
אבל אתה כן מצפה לאיזה לרקר סוג של באפס.
And yeah, they even go for that retake there, AWP and the FAMAS. Thankfully, they do save the FAMAS there, but bear in mind, there was a bit of an eco. They did save plenty of cash, as Mouse will have another gun round available to them.
לא, ברור, אבל כאילו אני אומר, אולי קצת כזה...
Maybe something else to point out is that so many FaZe games start with like a really terrible beginning and then FaZe.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's one of their calling cards.
It really is.
לא היה נראה כאילו הם בוודאות עושים קומית
I mean, this is actually pretty sick.
Carrigan, like, earlier in the year, like, would even recognize it when they're winning tournaments. It seemed to be the case. They'd like drop a series, have a rough start in pretty much every single map at the start of tournament. But this is a good recovery.
שהוא משחק את אותה פוזיציה זה 16 פעם ברצף. הוא הולך לקבל פה מולי ולצד לדעתי.
Trying to get themselves out of dodge here. You can see Shuey knew he was about to be Molotov. The flashback from his teammate. Good shot though with the AWP. Takes Broken down to 17 points of health. And they have to enter through the quad. There's literally no chance. It's such low HP. Two players here, very aware of this prospect. Should be a completely
lineup.
And there it is, Zershan mowing them down, working in tandem with Jimmy. And that's more like it. That's a convincing one there from Mouse.
גם עם פלאש, אני חושב שזה די מורכב להיכנס שם לתוך הקרוס הזה.
I think they needed a round like that one. Just to secure the economy just a little bit more.
Because there's been some frustration. There's been some unlucky situations. Certain positions overlooked or advances they had towards middle with that one flashback. More like it. Yo.
Nice story. Nice story.
Very nice.
Okay, yeah.
And
I like it.
Concessions now for FaZe Clan. We go 4-4. Deagle for Brokiem. Tech 9 for Robs, but AK's otherwise. Torji ready for the fight towards middle. The flashbangs have been a bit of a problem.
Almost got.
Gets away with his life narrowly, and Jimmy now can hear footsteps aplenty towards that quad side. Smoked off for now.
הטורניר הזה מתחיל ממש מוקדם, כן? כל מפה בטורניר הזה חשובה.
It's Kerrigan again. He just sometimes will play like this.
Kerrigan!
Isn't he? Getting in there, stuck in.
It's one of the reasons why you see with the Mac 10 so often, because it might be an even better weapon for that kind of run where you're really pushing them back. So he does go down at the end, but I kind of like the style anyway. Again, another flank coming in from Exertion. He did this earlier and it worked, and this time he's in an even stronger position. This should be nearly unlosable. I said that, but if they
אם ברוקי נותן פה וואנדיק למוח שלו, שזה לא כזה unlikely.
אם הוא במקרה רואה אותו מאחור רופס.
They know that flank is coming in, like you said. There's Brokey, there's pre-fire the bench. It doesn't look like to be the case.
I mean, Rob could shoot him in the back of the head in 5 more seconds, so let's just wait and see if they actually are going to do it or not. Oh, frozen, not quite aware. Robs is behind him there, so he's going to be able to get the kill at the very least. It will be Rain instead.
30 seconds. He is open. They're making the right call, but lots of sound cues given over, so there will be rotations in time. Nice work from Brawlan. Doesn't need
מדהים של ברולן, זהו רם.
Secondary headshot. In fact, confirms that he's low. He knows he's done significant damage. The round is definitely going in their favor. Bombs down, and Shui. Nice little shot to close things out. Beautiful sequence there from Brawlan as well, as they keep the dream alive here on the CT side.
Okay then. I mean, this is the kind of game that we're looking for here. Weirdly, the Astralis game almost turned out to be a bit one-sided, but in favor of Astralis. You know, they just never really got up and running now, unfortunately. But this is delivering close to beginning. Everyone, more or less, is turning up for the game.
That was the difficult buy, though. Leads them to the pretty much full eco, Anders. So 6 rounds, pretty much locked in. Torji. Couple of misses. This one is...
וואלה, בסינגפור השעות הן באמת אחרות. הכל באמת שעות מוקדמות באופן יחסי.
Nice grenade towards Boil Up. Pushes them back multiple times here. They take damage en route. It's Rain.
בריאו זה היה ממש מאוחר, זה כל פעם משתנה.
Gets a second of the round. He's not done yet. He wants every single player of FaZe. He's on the ace, can't convert.
lol.
A clean round overall. 2 kills given over. As we're getting to the closing stages of this first half. Now starting to pull away.
Little smile on Torji. He probably knew that it wasn't really
overzealous.
Yeah, it's like I don't need to keep doing this, but at the same time, like I'm getting warmed up. So.
כן, גם לא משחקים בתור בננה קונטרול, כאילו, מאוס, מבחינת יוטיליטי, every round לוקחים בננה.
And they'll recover the sniper itself.
אני חושב שפייז צריכים להמשיך לתת להם את ה-early round בננה קונטרול, ואז לעשות בעצם איזשהו סוג של, אתה יודע, ריטייק לבננה. עם יוטיליטי, פלאשים, מולי, כל מה שצריך.
Good to see Inferno. I feel like it's still one of these maps that's not picked as much as, you know, I would have expected with the remake and everything.
משחקים מתחילים 6 בבוקר? וואו, קיצוני.
Wow.
It's been lots of Mirage, Nuke, Ancients, Dust 2s, never Inferno.
Okay, well.
מה שקרה?
Stats there for you, Anders.
Oh, forward towards A this time around. מה זה, הם הולכים מיד פוש.
Deciding to try and switch things up, keep it a bit interesting on it.
Wow. Wow.
That's a brilliant move. Brawland all the way from the back, able to get the headshot with the AK-47.
Incendiary now, like they've won the round if they can just get away.
Yeah.
So they're trying to deploy the defensive grenades, but they're sticking around longer than you might.
ברוקי הולך להפיק בגוד טיימינג. Oh, the fuck? Oh my god, למה זה נתקע ככה?
Going for absolute glory there. Thankfully, it's not too bad, only a double kill. But still, the round's back on now.
Oh, the bomb is back here. Sershin, he's got it at the bottom of the T-ramp, so we'll see if Rops is going to be able to sneak it away, if he makes any more moves. For Rops to have seen that, he would have had to guess that Sershin walked through the smoke on the ramp to get into T-spawn, and that's just so unlikely.
Sershin's has been absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Constant.
תראה את זרשן, 14-5.
And now at 3 versus 1.
פשוט מיקסינג, פאקינג מיד פוש פתאום.
Underpass position, but no harm, no fouls, we like to say around here. Should be round over. Georgie not going to miss that one.
יופי של ראונד.
And it's another aggressive maneuver from the
ברוקי היה לו שם פוטנציאל לעשות שם איזה סוג של קאמבק לראונד. אבל בסדר, זה הכל ראונד נהדר של מאוס.
Ultimately, it was done after this gambit down towards the bottom of the middle. Brokey times it well. You can see it's a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Could have
קרוב יותר.
He fall back with the 5-on-3. But still, they stick around.
Sershin 14-5 כי הוא רגע אנשים שלא רואים אותו.
מה אתה מקנא? הוא יודע לקחת פייטים.
Final round of this first half, Anders, and they got to make do
מבטיח
with
איזה
Mac 10s
חצי בכלים
and
של
pistols. It's not looking good for FaZe.
אנשים של
No, it's a bit awkward, and just like in the first series, like
מה זה
I think it's pretty huge. Yeah, they're not going to slow it down.
הלונג טייק הזה? ריי, 16 HP.
פייז לוקחים את הראונד הזה all day. זה שהם לקחו 2 קילים פה זה
לא מאמן.
Yeah, Sershin locked out for now, trying to jump, duck and weave. Trying to get an advantage here. The CT retake utility is stifling, but Frozen continues to frag here. Looks like FaZe are good to steal away around here. In the closing stages this first half, this kill would decide.
אוקיי, ראונד נהדר של פייז.
7-5, not so bad, and Torji.
Just rush this motherfuckers.
He is surrounded, and FaZe
וואו, יש
showing
איזה
some signs
משחק
of
של
life
פייז,
still.
אני לא זוכר נגד
It's
מי הם
their map
שיחקו.
pick. It got a little bit awkward.
אולי
They
נאבי
posted the last round to close their 7-5 score.
פייז נגד נאבי?
לא יודע, לפני איזה כמה טורנירים, אני זוכר את פייז משחקים ככה כאילו.
בוא נראה. אני רואה איזה משהו.
לא יודע, לפני הרבה זמן כאילו, שתמצא את זה, יש להם מיליון משחקים.
בסדר, אתה בוחר מפה, אל תדאג, זה לא אמור להיות כזה מסובך. קיצר, יש לנו ככה הפסקה. יש 3 דקות הפסקה כמעט. עדיין. סטארס. זה יפר לנו. אתה אומר נלך נגד נאבי?
לא יודע, אני זוכר שהמשחק פשוט שם מסודר. אולי צ'יטו? לא, הם ניצחו כאילו 13-16 ניצחון כאילו.
כן, מה שאתה רואה פה זה 13-8 נגיד. זה ב3 חודשים האחרונים אני חושב. אולי נעשה חצי שנה. הם לא משחקים כזה הרבה אינפרנו, גבר.
וייטליטי. בוא נדע וייטליטי.
כאן.
לא, הם הפסידו ראונדים, אבל פשוט בראונד.
5-0, בטים לקחו 8-4. מאוד הגיוני. זה 8-4 בטי סייד אינפרנו. ברוקי. ברוקי נראה שהוא פשוט פיצח ראשים. יפה. בוא נראה שהם הפסידו את זה.
מה, הגרסה הזאת של לסגור מלונג?
אתה יודע אבל מה היופי? שאחרי ההפסד הזה, 13-4 באינפרנו, הם עשו קאמבק לאחר הזה. איזה שחקנים.
לא משנה, בקיצור, הגרסה הזאת שסוגרים עליך מישון ומינון ומפתני אפס, זו גרסה יותר מאתגרת מלהחזיק בי באנוביס שבאים לך מקונקטור וממייל, זה קשה להחזיק את הסדר.
אתה מתחיל לעשות סוג של קרוס פיירים כאילו לעצמך כזה.
ראית אוסטרליז נגד נאבי?
ראיתי את הסקנד מאפ, את האנדינג פוינט שלה.
what the fuck, 13-6, 13-6.
כן, וואלה חריג, אני רואה את אלקסי בי, מה זה, היה לזה 3 קילים שם. במיראז'. אוסטרליס בפלייאופס. ואם נצחים מחר גם? אז בכלל. אם נצחים גם מחר, הם בחצי גמר. אני אוהב את האיבנט כאילו של בלאסט. זה מתחיל ישר מבסוף פריז. הגרופ סטייג' עוברים עליך 3 לשלב הבא. זהו.
Like a very one-sided affair. Mouse were running away with the opening stages and closing of Inferno, but a MAC-10 victory with a couple of pistols in the mix, Anders, has given FaZe a fighting chance. 7-5 is looking a lot better than 8-4.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely on. I wouldn't call any team right now. It's gonna be a lot of it down to the pistol round here, I assume. If Mouse can pick this one up on the T side, they're gonna be in a really strong position. But like we said, FaZe just a team you can never really count out. So
ראמבל חשוב מאוד לשתי הקבוצות.
usually find a way back. Drops with a similar jump for info to look if anyone is down in that second mid position.
Yeah, it's a nice idea. You can spot a few players and get an understanding of what they're bringing to the table. It was Zershon that got 4 kills on the CT-sided pistol. We'll see if he can replicate that sort of form. It's going to be an apartments pop here. I assume one smoke towards Moto.
אוקיי, מבחינת פוזיציה. יפה, יפה.
3 kills, round done, nothing Torchy can do. Maybe the bomb plant would be something, but that's going to be a difficult situation in itself. Looking for that bomb plant, but needs to recover the C4 first.
Oh boy.
If he was down below, or he already had it, he could have been really quick with the bomb plant, but has to...
אם הבום הייתה עליו, זה עוד איכשהו 1 ל-100 דואבול. עכשיו זה לא דואבול.
They've spotted the bomb now, though.
Yeah.
So, no further doubts. Can triangulate around this C4. Torgy hoping some flanking players will be coming through, but not going to be the case. No one here for him to find. He's looking to thin out the herd here, bring it to a 2 versus 1. That would be great. He's got the gun for the job. The Barabine, he's got that P250, no Kevlar. He's very squishy. Carrigan does leave. I guess he's looking just towards for a potential flank, like the long con.
That is what he's thinking about. That's not happening. We can tell. Ooh, what a shot that is. Still one more on the site. He's running up close enough. No, he wasn't ready. That is almost cruel. Frozen. It's like he gave him an extra second. He just waited for him to look up.
Yeah, I wanted to jump scare him. And denying the plant. Much needed pistol there. Beautiful spray down from Robs.
It was. But I mean, honestly, the laser precision with the P250 on the
הדוליז במפה הזאת,
That's kind of the dream when you've got the dualies here and the flashbangs behind him.
קריגן ברח לבי, אבל זה...
Flashbang designed to cover.
למרות שהוא לא מצפה להפסיד את זה גם ככה בפיסטול כשהם משחקים את הפוזיציה הזאת שאחד כזה הולך להיות סניקי ביקי לייק.
Gonna be eco now for Mouse. Didn't really bring much to the table. No bomb plant found. And a bit of aggression here. FaZe can hear those Glocks firing off.
כרגיל שוי יורה על הקשקשים האלה.
Hunting with the SMGs. I don't really hate it. Just, you know, don't get too carried away. But at this stage, it's looking pretty good. 3 so far. A 4.
אוקיי, פלייבק של מאוס.
On the CT side.
סיטי הולד.
Making a bit of cash. Just really enjoying life for the moment here. This game is really delivering at the moment.
Okay.
He's right back into it.
חוץ מזה שרובס השיג 3Ks ולא 4K.
can do once they
And
start
the
doing
duel is
rifles here.
same shit.
It's been Surgeon really leading the map for Mouse. 50
ושרינג גנב
That was on the CT side though.
את הקיל עם הפאמאס וזה לא היה 5
Hard to
SMG kills.
find some of these early kills on Banana. Sometimes you just end up starting all the rounds with, 50% health if you're entering. It's not going to be necessarily that much of a good time, although he's very nearly there. That's actually pretty sick.
Oh my god.
I love
shut
that
him
for
down with the
Dude,
MP9.
this is the bonus round from Carrigan and co as well. He's got the opening kill. He has been a real nuisance today,
My
Carrigan.
MP9, shoot it one shot.
Finding those annoying kills. They get under your skin. That one's no different.
What
He
the
gets
hell?
himself another through the smoke of the MP9. Working with Frozen as well. The 5-on-3 round still open to some extent with this little.
הם ראו את... זה לא יהיה.
See Robs is ready for it.
ברולן.
And they've been locked out by utility as well, so I'm not even sure what you do with this 5-on-3. Bonus round looking very good for FaZe. They're looking to recover some more rifles towards the end.
Oh my god.
They have got a bit of a focus towards B, but started to peel players off back towards A now.
No chance.
Carrigan surely not off with a hat trick. He gets a dink out of this.
כמעט
Rolling
הרג
down
עוד
to
אחד.
57. 27.
MP9. הם לא יצפו לעוד אחד פה.
You're right. And
וואי, קשה לי רן, כל המשיך את הגריין בדרך להיות פרו, אתה צופה ביריבים העתידיים שלך? ראית מה זה? אני לומד אותו כבר מעכשיו. מה זה? איך מאוס החזירו את הראונד ל... אומייגאד! What the fuck?
that is remarkable for Mouse.
Wow.
They're gonna get the bomb planted here.
צריך להבין מי התחרות שלי.
Everything that Carrigan did very nearly a triple.
Wow.
And they had 3 people defending
הזוי. ברולן עם הטריקי.
Brawlan rolls onto the site. 3 kills for him in the round here. And Frozen.
האם פרוזן מביא את זה?
Grenade here.
בחיים לא.
A mistake maybe for Mouse, but they look like they're pretty much locked in on the other side. All right,
I don't think he can win the round, but if he can take both of them down, or at least lock them into the bomb site, that is something. At the very least, 19 Century flushes one of them out, but it looks like Torji's going to be fine. Takes a bit of damage, tanks the Incendiary. They're going to win the round here. That's a 5-on-3.
זה אותך לא רמנו? תשמע, הם לא רעים דווקא. חביבים.
Majority of the players that were famous are MP9.
איזה ליצנים פייס,
Still
תאמין לי.
excellent work. It's Brawlan.
מה אני לך? פלייבק, פלייבק.
Kill there towards the A side, completely shuts down the pit setup.
תראה את הקילס
And
של
a round
ברולה.
that looked like he was going to be locked in. Started here with Carrigan, long range to the MP9.
וואלה, באמת ליצנים פייס, באמת לא רמה.
one kill, עוד קיל.
In towards the
תראה את הקיל פה.
pass position,
What the
gets
fuck.
the
והוא כמעט מביא גם את ה-4K.
close things out. It's a bonus round, and sure it's disappointing to lose a 5-on-3, but
ביודה.
you've got his MP9s, Carrigan. Looks like he's holding it together.
וואו, זה
Until just yet, still a one-round game. And he's actually, with all those kills, he got the majority of the utility, the money there. He's dropped. I think he's only dropped
אחלה עבודה.
as well. So selfless is Carrigan.
That makes sense, right? He is a good player with
הם לא יכולים להחזיק את אגרו איליר על קלאסיק פוש פרו סמוק, וואו. וואלה, איליר הניסטו אגרסיב, זה הבעיה שלי. אבל אתה יודע, כשאני אהיה בפרו לבל, אז גם יהיה לי פלאשים לעשות את כל הפלאים האלה. אני אקבוזר של ישוי, שנכנסים. פלאש ככה, אבל מישהו יכול עליי בכלל. קבל אינסטדיק למוח, בום.
כן, אתה רוצה בוא נעשה משחק, אני הספורט שלך, בוא נראה.
יאללה. אתה הספורט שלי, משחקים אינפרנו, כל ראונד יש לנו טוב בננה. מה אתה אומר? תשם לי גול פלאשז? מה אתה מדבר? יגנו. אבל כן, אני צריך לקרוא לפלאשים, אני לא יכול לצפות שפלאשים יגיעו מעצמם. בי אקסקיוט? פייז לא בסטאפ הכי חזק לבי הולד. אומייגאד. נו פלאש. ברולן, too good. אני הולך, אנטרי רול, וואלה אני הולך להגדיר מחדש את האנטרי רול, בטח מה. לימזי הולך לצפות קבוע. אתה רואה מה אומרים אופק? דולב אומר לי שפליימזי הולך ללמוד ממני, הוא הולך לקחת מחברת בעיפרון ולכתוב תובנות מהאנטרפרגינג אביליטיז שלי. אני לא כמו זה השן, אני לא הייתי קופץ עכשיו עם הגב הפוך, הייתי בום, שם דינק למוח לברוקי. כזה אני. ברול הנופל.
היה מחכה קצת, הוא היה הורג עוד אחד.
הוא לא היה צריך להצמד אצל שמאל שם. לא ימין. יפה, מאוס שברו את הסטריק, זהו, זה כבר לא פלייבק. 9-7 מאוס. לא מאני לפייז ריאליסטיקלי, יש להם M4 על רופס. מעניין מה הם רצו לעשות עם ה-M4 הזה, כי אני לא חושב שהם יעשו ביי מעבר לזה. אין, ברולן אחי. כמעט ברמה שלי ברולן. עוד קצת והוא יגיע לרמה שלי. ימשיך ככה. ואולי אני אחתים אותו לאורגניזיישן הבא שלי. רופס נופל אינסטנטלי, ג'ימי עם האנטרי פרייג. ברוקי. אוכל פה נייד נהדר. ראונד של מאוס, אין פה שום דבר לפייז. אין לו גאנץ ולא בטיח. אומייגאד, שוי יורה בזרשן בראש. מה אנחנו רואים פה?
When he joined Fnatic, he was coming in as a young star, but it was the Krieg method.
ריין וברוקי נגד העולם. 10-7 פייז.
So it's very difficult to gauge like how good he was. Like definitely had some amazing moments and showed us he's a great Counter-Strike player, but since then he was just like okay, he became more of a bit of a journey.
Oh my god, מה זה? דוז'י.
And but yeah, that's why no one really expected him to really bounce back in this sort of way and make his way back to a tier 1 team. At least the majority of us didn't, but what a resurgence to his career. Great scouting from Mouse to pick him up. And think he's got a lot more to offer in his career. Speaking of which, looking for another double kill.
מדהים, ברולן עובד נהדר. זהו, אני מחתים אותו לאורגניזיישן הבא שלי, דולר. איזה שחקן. אמרת שפייז הולכים לו באופק. אפילו עם שוי טיל קילינג. שוי יבקש סליחה על הטיל קיל. הנה אתה רואה? ככה אני לוקח אותו בננה. מעניין שזה שאני לא ציפה לפוזיציה של קריגן אם הוא משחק בדיוק את הפוזיציה. נייס נייד. Not really. איזה יוטיליטי סטאפ של מאוס. הם סיפרו לריאגרס הזה של פייז, ראית איך הם ספקו את זה נהדר? שמי הבחירה של פייז. ריין. ברוכים רואים ברולן. מה אנחנו רואים? שוי על 1 HP. די לטוב מאוס. ראית איך הם שיחקו את זה אופק? אופק אתה פה? ראית איך הם נתנו לפייז לעשות ריאגרס לבננה? ואז הם שמו מולי להוציא את הבן אדם שמחזיק כאילו לכיוון הסייט, ומולי באותו זמן לסנדבקס, פלוס הפיק של זרשן. איזה סיסטם נהדר. כאילו יוטיליטי כזה, אני חושב שאתה יכול להביא פה כאילו. אולי אם אתה ממש מטורף, הסנדבקס גיא מפיק אינסטנטלי בפרמאס משיג 1 קיל. רמה גבוהה.
Spam from Rain keeps FaZe in the game.
FaZe לוקחים את המבאז הזה.
10-8. Money available though. Utility low. They've got.
זה שנוכל דינק מטימית לדעתי. אומייגאד, ברולן. טוז'י גם נופל. טוב, נראה כמו... אולי 10-10, מאוס אפילו. אלה עם מאוס יביאו פה... בנקסט ראונד איזה טק 9 ביום משהו.
Looks like we could have a tied game as well. This will be 10-9 with no further cash available for Mouse.
Yeah, you're right. He shouldn't never be losing this one.
What the hell?
So is alive.
נייס קיל, ריין במשחק עייף, 7-15.
far away, so really for the minute
זה שהיה 16-6 או משהו לדעתי, או 14-6. גם הוא טיפה התאהב בטי-סייד. רופס, לא רופס, פרוזן עושה להם את הזרשן מוב. עושה לזרשן את הזרשן מוב. הוא לא באותה רמה כמו זרשן, כן? ג'ימי עשה פה סניק.
Jim Fat will find out, and that's going to be the round. So a little bit scary when rain goes down, but ultimately under control.
רופס מחבר אותו לקיר.
One round game.
Explain to me, Henry. They're walking towards that pit from the apartments with no smokes, no flashes, no nothing. They're just walking in like there's nothing to set
They're just trying to change up the pace. Like they've been focusing towards middle a lot on the CT side. So if you can just walk out of the apartments, it's the unexpected play. You just don't necessarily think players are going to do that, and fortunately Robs is very aware of that prospect and was ready.
רוב שחקן ברמה גבוהה, מה הם חושבים?
And allow a kill or two to come out of those apartments. I think that's a pretty interesting idea considering
יש לנו פרוטקנייט אפילו.
Firepower of the utility, they didn't actually have all the grenades they needed.
Oh yeah.
They went for AKs across the board, right? So trying to just subvert expectations.
I mean, maybe they could do it again later. It'd be really fun to see if it works out. If nobody's looking there and they just turn up, that could be
This is a tied game as you mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Just blocks and PT50.
עכשיו יותר טוב?
No chance of winning it.
Everybody's playing well in this game. There's nobody like on the first game for Navi. We had a couple of players on different maps that weren't really showing up. I think Jail and Alexi on different maps, but for this one, they're all here and playing.
Well, bear in mind, this tournament is time to put your money where your mouth is. Everyone says they need more time, but we've had a bit of a break now. Since Rio, we've had some respite.
10-10 ריאליסטיקלי. לא יודע מה מאוס יכולים לעשות פה כדי שזה לא יהיה 10-10.
How are you gonna position yourself for the major, especially? Like, these are the last two big events of the year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
טוב.
And I guess that could be real low to the confidence.
מה אתה אומר, יש פה אוברטיים?
That you want, like you don't have a lot of runway to fix anything, so it could be real important in that sense too. Timeout called here.
I can get it at an event like Rio, where it's been a stacked year, you know, especially a team like FaZe, back-to-back events, and like maybe the killer instinct wasn't there. They said in the interview, Mouse wanted that victory more than we did. Well, you're going to have to be ravenous for the win right now. You're right. If you like go crashing out last place at a tournament like this, where the best teams of the world are present, then this is an issue for your confidence going into the major. So, yeah, this is the moment to show what you've been working on and that this team can still make deep runs. Face it, they won the trophy here. They're yet to make a final since the player break. 8 tournaments in total, no grand finals. Very different scenes in the first half of the year where they managed to get 4 grand finals into their belts.
Yeah, I think Pimp was tweeting about it at one point saying, you know, if this doesn't work out for FaZe here, then surely the roster changes are on the horizon.
I would say that the major will be the deciding factor there, but I think you're absolutely right. There's conversations already happening behind closed doors. So will they be a reality? Yeah, these 2 events will decide it.
You got to assume that's probably where this is heading. But right now, tied up game against Mouse, bit of a jump there. Surgeon gonna respond with a grenade. Unfortunately, just catches the corner. Otherwise, I think that would have been a really nice grenade on the Frozen. And FaZe, again, they're not really fighting down the bottom of Banana the way that Mouse were. So giving a bit more space right now for the T side.
ראונד הרבה יותר מחושב של שתי הקבוצות. אין פה איזה early take. כאוס, אליס ניצחו. פאקי 2-0. הזוי,
You're going to let us have banana, then we'll definitely take it.
Yeah, Mouse.
Good recovery here from FaZe. Took a couple of awkward rounds. They managed to make them work. They broke the money at Mouse. Then got a 10-10 game.
Oh my god.
Awkward sound cue given over, not the end of the world. And we've got a pretty decent setup here from FaZe as well. They're ready for potential B finish here.
Oh.
Smoke did significant damage towards Rain. Brodan applying pressure here. Actually gets himself into water.
הם יודעים על ברולן.
Vulnerable part of the map. You can see they've got no control here whatsoever. Having to bring a player back from the B bomb side to control CT spawn.
לא, נופל.
Shot in the back, unfortunately. The timing is... Oh, wait. How is he still alive? Okay, now the
Oh my god.
Maybe there was a chance there. That could have been really sick. Flash goes over and Carrigan wants to take a bit of a peek, but he's under a lot of pressure right now. Frozen through the smoke will get Toshi somehow. And finally they bring...
Oh! Frozen, למה פוש דרך הסמוק?
Back into a 3 versus 3.
Wow.
Maybe not. The grenade actually...
הוא ברוקי, פוזיציה מאוד אגרסיבית, לא יודע אם יצפו לו, וואלה, כולם עם בננה. כולם עם בננה.
everyone
Already.
Assertion and Rops are a bit low on health here, and all he has to do is stand up at the right time. There we go, the spray, good for the one, and I think they've cleaned it up here.
וואו.
אני לא מאמין שהם לקחו את הראונד הזה.
מי
יש שם על הסייט? פרוזן היה בסיטי, הוא השיג גם את ברולנד וגם עוד אחד דרך הסמוק. מי על הסייט? קריגן? לא קריגן. טוב, תשמע, אני לא מתוסכל מזה, אני בעד מאוז, כן? אבל וואלה ראונד חלש מאוד של פייז. קריגן היה בסייט?
הוא השיג 0 קילים מי שהיה בסייט.
כן, זה פשוט unacceptable בפוזיציות.
0 קילים לקריגן. פרוזן ראנינג through the
קריגן היה לסייט, כן.
Historically, FaZe win this outing time and time again, but it's in Rio where Mouse finally bested them in the best of 3 and knocked them out of the tournament.
הוא השיג קיל אחד, אבל...
Zertion gets the intel all 3
לא, פרוזן השיג גם את הקיל לכיוון סיטי.
לא, פרוזן השיג קיל אחד, אבל...
וגם הוא השיג ספאם. ספאם קיל.
אבל הוא לא היה צריך להמשיך לרוץ.
זה ברור. אתה יודע, לא יודע. אולי הוא אומר כאילו הסייד פלייר הולך להוריד אחד, זה, הם מתחילים לעשות שם פייטים. אבל אולי זה פליי טוב אם קריגן משיג קיל. אבל לא יודע. וואו, 4 שחקנים לכיוון A. הוא בואו ללמד ליפול, לא? never mind. לא יודע למה הייתי בטוח שהם...
פאקינג שור.
פאקינג סכן, אבל פעם לא יודע למה הייתי בטוח שהם באגרסיב. עוד. רופס משחק אנטי פלאש יחד עם רים.
זרשן ישיג פה קיל.
Like if you feel like you can win the round 60, you know, 70% of the time by getting this, why not just do that all the time? Like why even roll the dice and do too much different? And they're getting that control most of each round without FaZe really putting up a fight. So yeah.
קריגן בארלי רוטיישן.
Kerrigan is rotating in and might just get there in time.
It's going to be another barn burner around here. 40 seconds.
Oh my god!
ביג נייד.
120 דמג' בנייד הזה. 110 דמג'.
5 players though, not dissuaded from the B bomb site. Will make their way through. We've got Frozen and Kerrigan to deal with. The latter on first oranges. You can hear them coming
כן,
out.
זה too late execute של מאוס.
Kerrigan this time good for a frag, sets up.
איזה ראונד מגעיל של מאוס.
Oh my god, הם עוד רגע הפסידו.
Oh, he missed the shot. Still got 8 seconds left. Torshi gonna go straight for the bomb plant here and the grenade right.
שמע, אני מזועזע מאיך שמאוס שחקו את הראונד הזה, מזועזע.
I don't know how that round ended up so close. They actually had all the entries.
הם פשוט לא עשו אקסקיוט אף פעם. סתם הם החזיקו אותו בננה, עשו פייקים לכיוון A, ולא עשו אקסקיוט אף פעם. אז קריגן משחק ברוטיישן, ואסה ממשיך לא לעשות כלום. אומייגאד, והנייד המטופש הזה. ראונד חלש של מאוס, משהו פה לא עבד. האם יהיה אוברטיים? אקסקיוט של פייסיט 4 וואלה אקסקיוט של פייסיט של 3 ביום טוב. מה זה היה? רגע. זה הראונד מזעזע. אומייגאד. לא, אין להם HP כן, אבל הכל טוב.
בסדר, אבל הם פאקינג עושים יותר מדי טריידים.
Point first. Well done, FaZe. Battling back in the second half.
אוברטיים או מאפ 1 של פייז? זה האופציות.
Yeah, this is absolutely sick, isn't it? We wanted a game like this one, especially after drama in Rio, where, like you said, Mouse ended up knocking FaZe out. So
ראונד מעניין.
this is exactly what we were hoping for.
ריין נופק לנו בסמוק לכיוון בוטום מיד, נראה שיהיה פה איזשהו מידטק של פייז? זה לא כיוון בוטום מיד, זה כיוון בוטום בננה. מעניין.
Aggressive, you said you wanted to see some of that flamboyant AWP work.
לא חסר להם משהו במיוחד.
בסדר, יש עוד דקה וחצי להראוט.
Just because of who he is, but he thought better of it, decided to go back a little bit. And this time they
3
are
smokes,
forward on
כמה יש
banana.
להם?
So we'll see.
ברוקי, פוזיציה נהדרת יחד עם ריין.
At some point he's going to
שווי...
top banana position, but the rest of them they're clearing out top mid instead. Good.
אומייגאד. No way שברוקי לא משיג פה את הפיק הזה. ג'ימי מוריד את רופס וזהו, ראונד של מאוס. לא פאקינג שיט. הם לא עשו להם דמג' אחד. זירו דמג'.
You might be onto something there, and just when he needed it most, it will be Mouse guaranteeing overtime here. Frozen and Carrigan left in the 5 versus 2. But
וואלה זה בדיחה.
there's no way now as Torji with a nice sequence of the MVP to close things down. They reset.
שני ראונדים מזעזעים.
Still a chance.
הראונד הקודם, לא הקודם, הקודם. היה ראונד מזעזע של מאוס וזה ראונד מזעזע של פייז.
Reset their economy. Allow Faiz to pull out the lead. Rain got unfortunate there. You can see Shuey was trying to base now.
Nice shot of Jimmy.
Got flashed in, but they were ready for the peak and the swing. And Torji, lovely couple of kills there to finish things off. Good flash indeed.
Good flash, come in.
He's really there on mouse. I'm enjoying this game so much. Let's go.
אוף על ברוקי ועל טורג'י, פול ביי.
Map of the second match of the day. First map in this best of 3. Nuke will be the second and dust 2 if we need it.
ריין נופל פה.
This has been real entertaining here.
מה?
Nice return. Rops, I don't know how, but
לאן ברולן נסתכל?
Double. One of them sprayed down, and Brawlin, I think, is trying to get in on the action, but got taken down.
There we go.
שווי נפל לכיוון בננה? לא, גם נפל לכיוון מיד.
Plenty of time in the clock as they show aggression.
הוא אכל ספאם?
Trying to funnel him in towards B. It's Brokey here, but bear in mind he is alone. I'm assuming he gets at least one. Oh, he is not alone. He's on sandbags.
And this is obviously such a sick double setup because you're never checking it. If the orb is in that position,
if the commentators don't even know, how can the opposition?
Yeah, we actually have the minimap and everything. So, now that is such a sick mind game. You can even tell for the incoming T players. As soon as they get the WP, they just pull out the knife and start running because they're like, oh, okay, let's go. We're ready to run it down. Well, they needed that round
13-12 phase.
a little bit earlier before we got into overtime, but that wasn't available. So we do get another timeout in overtime, as people probably know at this point. So they are going to have a chance to get everyone in on the conversation here.
You get another timeout in overtime.
I think there's only one. Is it Scrawny that picked Mouse to win? I think everyone else picked FaZe.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the Pick'em's meta.
Well, I picked Charles on the last one. I just want to say.
You did, and I believe. Did you pick? Oh no, you just said it. It was just Scrawny to believe the Mouse, which is weird. Like I think I think you're right. Now I think I did have FaZe across the board.
Yeah. That's odd to me. I thought I'd be one of the only ones, but I guess not. I was hoping, you know, it's kind of that's my jam.
All right, well, it was Rops with a nice little spray down towards top of middle after losing that first pick. He saves the day. I guess in the first round of the.
אני לא יודע אם זה אצלי או שזה השידור שלהם שכרגע נתקע.
Brokey. Would have thought that would be one of his to pick up, but not quite.
Oh, Brokey, unaware.
Playing like a fiddle here.
ברולן עם הדאבל אנטרי. עם הטריפל אנטרי, נייס. ברולן, אופה, ברולן עושה להם את האלירן קלאסיק. כולכם בוטים, אני אשיג את הראוד, אלירן קלאסיק נעשה פה רגע.
I'm just enjoying it. I don't even have to say anything. I'm just.
אני עושה את זה כמו מקצוען.
Counter-Strike being played, like how cool is that?
He's done that so many times today on Inferno. Single-handedly taking matters into his own hands. His teammates get the call out. The orcs in the
וואלה, ברולן במשחק מדהים בטיסייד. הכמות אנטריז שהוא הביא.
I'll go deal with them, boys. And 4 kills. No chance of a response there. Carrigan eviscerated towards the library as the young Swede mows them down. Coach loving that. And we go 1-1. Final round of play here in the first half. Zershan.
Nice.
Dishing out damage himself.
זה שהם בימים טובים שלו, אתה לא יכול להוריד אותו בבן. או, ברולן. ברולן.
Nice Brokey.
Yeah, that'll get them a kill, but there's still a man down. I think Zershan had like 14-15.
ברוקי היחיד לכיוון A. נייס, טורג'י מוריד את ה-only A player. ריאליסטית? אנחנו מסתכלים פה על 14-13 מאוס, אבל הם משחקים את זה קצת לאט, הם נותנים לפייז לעשות טעויות, אני מניח שברגע שהם ישמעו מישהו, בין אם זה ג'ימי או שוי, הם יעשו אקסקיוט. אחלה הקול שלהם לעשות קורטיישן לכיוון בי, להבין שהם רוצים להגן על ה-A, כי זה המקום האחרון שהם בעצם פגשו שחקנים. יופי עבודה, נשים לסייד בלי שחקנים.
Now giving it that position, one player in towards CT spawn, the M4A4 firing off.
Oh, Toji.
Well, the bomb will be planted. I don't know how Mouse would manage to lose this round, but we'll see.
Jimmy walking up behind them. Without that, maybe you could get. Okay, there we go. You called it 2-1.
Wow.
Time in favor of Mouse.
Yeah.
It's a nice shot.
First round as well. They give 2-1 in their T side. Not a great feeling if you
14-13 מאוס אי-ספורטס על ה-T-side של האוברטיים.
So ready for it. Garrigan didn't stand a chance and Brawlan has been unbelievably good today. After getting that 4K in the previous round, he just pushes through the smoke in the apartments, finds Robs, who had no idea that was even a possibility. One more will do it for map points again. It's first to 16 if you're not aware.
Yes.
Overtime matter in CS2. I think overtimes will have to change eventually, Anders. It feels like it's getting a little bit silly these days.
Oh no, Toji.
You can have like 60 rounds in one map.
קרוב.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a change for next year after this major perhaps.
It does make it very.
פרוזן אוכל פה אחלה של נייד.
Yeah, like
בכיוון B.
we need to work something else out for sure.
היוטיליטי של מאוס בבננה היה נראה טוב לאורך כל המפה.
Is not.
No, it is a challenge.
חלק מהזמן אפילו היה נראה מדהים.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody has to change that. Here we are. A little bit more forward. Mouse defending that top banana position. Not pushing all the way down like they were earlier, but still just trying to keep it honest on that side. Phase. What have they got for us?
Smoke break של טוז'י.
This first one here just to feel a little bit.
יואו!
Nice timing for
קריגן.
kill on Carrigan.
Carrigan has suffered a few, unfortunately.
טוז'י מוריד גם את ריין.
Toji though dishing out some serious damage with the AWP.
נראה כמו רעיון של מאוס.
Considered a top 5 AWP at this stage in his career, and rightly so. He's
האם פייז יכולים להחזיר את זה לדעתך אופק?
conversation as well, and he'll be alive for now.
מאוז מנצחים את זה
5 versus 3.
אינדיבידואלי.
Toji doesn't seem necessarily aware they can come out towards the quad, but that bit of utility
נייס, שהוא מוריד גם את
should
פרוזן.
confirm that factor. And now Broki coming to life. Is this that
Broki
moment where he saves the day?
carrying.
Well, he's got the skill for it, we know that, but he has been missing on that front. This would be beautiful
Ropes.
to pick it up here. Yeah, they got to be real careful. You're right, he's pushing.
Oh my god, ברוקי.
Oh! They got a bullet, but Jimmy's on the other side.
ברוקי הזה פשוט ליצן.
That's Mouse getting to map point.
Toji double kill. Pretty much secures it, and you're right. 2 opportunities now to take us to nuke cleanly.
I think both those kills from Torch is exploiting that same grenade dynamic, like they blow open their own or the smoke, and then they, you know, they're ready to peek it. So
הוא מחטיא שוט שהוא בחיים לא מחטיא.
second smoke being blown open, really.
Uncharacteristic. רוב סתם מת פה.
A little bit dicey there for Broki.
רובס סתם אכל בטעות סטריי בולט לתוך הראש.
Losing it, but certainly got
Unlucky.
and one more will do it here.
איזה unlucky רובס. אומייגאד. וואלה הייתי מתבאס לחטוף שוט כזה.
They've got AK-47 down in spades.
הוא בא לעשות את הדאבל סווינג.
Nice.
זה של דאבל נייד.
Close this one out.
על הראש שלו.
Toji as well, 20 kills to his name, and aggressive, of course, is exertion. Everyone turning up on the mouse side. You can see everyone's hovering around 20 kills.
Yeah, it's very consistent across the board for them. It's actually so sick, isn't it? Oh, they're ready to fight here. Already doing a little bit of damage. Molotov is down, trying to slow them. They are running low on grenades a little bit though on the CT side, so they're gonna have to win this fight. I think the old-fashioned way. 3 people pushing.
רתק ובום פוש אזרשן. Nobody expecting Broki push him out. Oh! What the fuck is this shit?
Okay,
That's a win.
Shui's going into like stealth mode.
ברוקי רגע רץ לתוך 3 אנשים דרך סמוק עם אופ והשיג קיל.
Should be overlooked. And he sort of is. It's an awkward fight, but still a possible.
זה רובס. It's doable.
Taking damage through the smoke. 64 points to fell. This one is for the map.
מה לעזאזל? איך ברוקי פוגע שוט כזה לתוך 3 אנשים דרך סמוק עם אופ?
Always fantastic.
מה זה לא עושה?
More than
The ropes 1v2.
absolutely right.
He got this.
Known to do.
For the
He's
game.
absolutely
He got
isolated
this.
at the back of the bomb site. He was ice cold planted the bomb. He didn't even
Easy
work on
for
on the other
Oaks.
side, and they're wasting a lot of time here. They have kits across.
There, we're
but
there,
they
we're
need to
there.
spend time finding him. If he gets one kill, he could stay alive for a real long time. All right, they spotted him out.
Never mind.
Toshi, nice connection.
Never mind.
Mouse to go straight for the defuse, and they pick it up in overtime, taking down
מאפ 1 הולך למאוס, לפייז אקדמי.
It sets the tone here for this series. It's Mouse taking the first map, but we got Nuke coming up next.
עבודה נהדרת של החבר'ה האלה. אין מה לומר. יופי של משחק. אני אארגן לי קפה וניפגש במפה הבאה. שתתחיל.
זה משהו ברכב.
יאללה. אתה הולך מה, לשים את הכספת? עושה את תלפיות, שים כספת על המחשב של הרכב. זה אמור להיות מיגון לרכב שלא יגנבו אותו בכזה קלות. כספת זה נקרא. קודן זה נחשב פחות. לא יודע, יש כל מיני הגדרות של זה. כספת הוא פיזית פותח את המחסה מנוע. יאללה תהנה.
Frozen is also finding a kill. Obviously, Kerrigan in this position, tough for him to get more out of it. And then Frozen is rushing the smoke, giving up the advantage. Unfortunately for Brokey, his timing is a little bit off, and Mouse gets to convert what was for a brief moment a 5v3 into a round.
A very difficult retake for FaZe, and it probably goes without saying that people have been, you know, they've been calling out Inferno for the fact that if you take that B bomb site, it doesn't almost even matter what the man deficit, man disadvantages, and so that it looks a little ridiculous for Frozen to jump through the smoke right there. But at the same time, playing at any point if you lost that B bomb site just feels so arduous that I understand the desperation in that moment. And I will say that overall, in terms of calling, I do feel like MAO's focused on that B side a little bit more than.
יש לנו 13 דקות הפסקה, אז אנחנו נפגוש אתכם בהמשך.
The argument to that would be that Brokey and the boys from Banana were so close to the action that had Frozen stayed alive, they could have reapplied the pressure together in a way. But as you said, had Frozen gotten a kill, then the round probably would have gone the way of FaZe anyway. That was, you know, leading into overtime. One of the reasons why MAOs were able to push it all the way into overtime. And then in overtime, we saw some of those individuals stand out quite brilliantly, especially in the second half on the T side. Brawlan had a big say in pushing it into overtime, and when we got into the overtime, he had a massive round right here, round 26, where he just took over the show.
You know what they say? It's never B-roll with Brawlin. That's what they say. I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that, but that guy, he had something cooking. Maybe wasn't used at the best time, Scrawny. But either way, Brawlin in this one showed why he is Sweden's best player. He showed how he can take over those kinds of moments. His Halls controls in general were so powerful, and it's such a stark difference from, say, like Robs, who plays it for FaZe, where, you know, he's so calculated, so slow oftentimes, but Brawlin, he could be, at the drop of a hat, explosive. And that was an X-factor moment in what was becoming a little bit of a sort of messier game between the two of these teams, where people were just looking for those individual fights, and Brawlin showing that he's got a little bit of star power on the MAO's side.
You speak of aggression, and you're right, Brawlan had an aggressive moment right here, but when it comes to aggression within the MAOs camp, we're always looking towards exertion, and he is the most aggressive player on the, I would argue, on the MAOs team, but perhaps also on the server. Getting off to a great start with the dual elites, having a great game overall, finding a lot of impact, finding a lot of openings. He does seem to thrive in these opening stages of games where he just, you know, plays a bit more freed up and finds a little bit more impact on the server.
Exertion has been, to me, the best player for MAOs in group stages.
Yeah.
He's so good, like you said, in these earlier moments. When it comes to higher pressure games, we do start to see a different type of exertion where it feels like he might just exercise a little bit less caution, but in these games where it's a calmer studio environment, he's able to collect himself round to round in a much more concentrated fashion. I see the best exertion, and when we do, this is why MAOs are such an exciting team, because he is one of the strongest entry fraggers in the world with just fast plays, great mechanics, and good decision making.
And I think what balances out exertion, you know, and his sometimes being a little bit too aggressive and sometimes, you know, coming in and looking too much for the duels is the likes of Brawlan within MAOs. I think they found a good balance of players that can be, obviously we saw Brawlan be aggressive in this one round, but normally he's a little bit more tempered, you know, he's a little bit more cautious about his moves and about the fights that he's taking. So do you think they make each other better, you know, when you have both Brawlan and exertion playing well together? There's a great balance to the fracking output of MAOs.
Oh yeah, it's two fangs to the MAOs for sure. The one that is obviously a little bit more in your face is Exertion, but Brolin, I would say, can be a little bit more cerebral. He's always kind of looking for his moments. That's why he can have these individual pace changes, these tempo changes, where he'll just decide to call his own number. Exertion is the focal point of a MAU's offense, but Brolin is that X factor on any given round. He can be a guy too.
He can be the guy too. He had an excellent showing, especially in the second half, especially on the T side. Now, we have praised MAU's for playing well. We praised MAU's for coming back into the game and winning the map. Now for FaZe Clan. I know the sentiment around them right now is that they're struggling a little bit. They can't really find their footing. I know it's just the first map of what potentially could be a long tournament for them still, but are we starting to get to a point where we see more and more worrying signs coming out of FaZe? Because I feel that way. I feel FaZe is nowhere near the level that we saw 3-4 months ago.
The worst part about it is that you look at it and there's just no obvious answer. There's no obvious answer. Like, everybody fragged out at a very similar level on this FaZe lineup, and it's not that there's one guy that's just dragging this team behind. Like, for Kerrigan, he got 16 kills, Frozen 19. Like, it felt like a team effort, and in some ways, we planned this segment to just be a couple of the players on FaZe that we thought we were going to highlight. But then, obviously, MAU's came back into it, winning the overtime, and it makes our job very difficult. It's definitely not an enviable task to look at FaZe after what was an unsuccessful season thus far and say, what was the problem here? What needs to change?
It's kind of crazy that none of the players outside of Frozen had an ADR of more than 60. I know it's Inferno, there's a lot of saving going on, but not a lot of that damage dealt. And I think the reason why MAU's ended up winning as well is we had those moments from Exertion. We had the brilliant moments coming in from Brawl, and even Torsi had a couple of times as well where he found impact, where for FaZe Clan, there's no players popping off. And my question to you next time is that the DNA of FaZe have always been the individual firepower. It's always been those individuals who in clutch moment could step it up, who, when Trish was still on the lineup, who could really make the difference on the server. That magic kind of has gone away from FaZe, and now we're left with a team that perhaps, have been masking the fact that fundamentally they're not as strong as we thought. Do you think that's a Kerrigan problem? Do you think that's a victim of their own success? What do you think it is with FaZe right now that doesn't make them able to win stuff despite maybe not playing at 100%?
Well, yeah, I feel like you've already characterized it quite well. The fact that it has been frequently the individuals who have had pop-off moments, because when FaZe lose advantages, even when they were in what you would consider their era a year and a half ago, it was more due to the fact that it would just be throwing in a little advantage. One extra peak than they should have, getting a little bit too hot-headed in the moment. Frequently we call that overheating, where you're in a moment and you just take that one extra peak. It's like, you didn't need to do that. You could have played off your team, and that's why it was so impressive when they kept winning all those tournaments repeatedly, reaching grand finals repeatedly in CS2. But now it just feels like every player is about 5% worse than that, and that is all it takes. That's because now those fundamentals that weren't in place, the tactics which weren't actually the best in the world, and the fact that they thrive because individuals had those little pop-offs round to round, those aren't there anymore. We're not seeing the 3K out of Frozen or the 4K out of Brokey until, for whatever reason, they summon those moments on big stages more frequently than not.
And it's kind of frustrating, because I think you're right saying that it's the small percentages. Like, you're missing 5%, and who knows, coming with the major, the armor, maybe they could restart that engine and get going again. For now, though, we need to take a little break before we can serve the second map in this series for you. You have FaZe taking on MAU's, and FaZe is under pressure right now. It's the opening game for them in Group A. MAU's is leading 1-0. We're jumping on a quick break, and when we're back, it's going to be with some nuke action. We are looking at a close matchup between Mouse and FaZe. Mouse taking the first map between them. Now we're heading into Nuke, a map that they've played against each other quite recently at IM Rio. And Maui, what did we learn from that matchup?
Well, that was off the back of some sensational performances from both Torzy and from Brolin in my eyes. And if Torzy is going to perform as well as he did then, well, then it's going to be lights out. But the one thing I really do worry about here for FaZe is that the inability to stop Torzy from popping off in the way that he did, and the lack of just clean map control where he's able to have so much efficacy with the op is something that they have to go back to the drawing board to. And for my money, they had to have done that. Like, they had to have looked at why is an op tearing us apart in that sort of fashion. And if they don't have any sort of different openers, or even maybe just greater focus onto the A site in general, then it's going to be a clean 2-0 here.
One of the trademarks when it comes to Nuke for FaZe Clan has always been Rain. We talk about him and his impact in Yard. We talk about his impact on the T side as well. He's very much, you know, still taking all the duels. Do you think it's still one of those scenarios where it comes down to how much impact can Rain find as a rifle on this map, or has that gone back a little bit in the background and it's more about the team of FaZe now trying to avoid Torzy and avoid getting picked apart from the beginning?
I definitely feel like the just general meta of Nuke has gone away from just that solo outside rifler.
It used to be like the Nikos of the world dominating the range, you know, electronic for that matter.
All of these players that are just so famous for that position. Now it's about just getting across and the kind of misdirection that you're creating when you throw the cross smokes. Are you getting one guy into the garage? Are you pushing one through towards the outside CT wall? Like, where's that going to happen? And I mean, Astral showed us a great example earlier today of how you can really mess with the brains of even a world-class team like that. And that's what I really just hope. Like, can we see some more misdirection from FaZe? Can they create a little bit of uncertainty where MAUs make the wrong move? Because last time, that just really wasn't the case.
It also applies a lot of pressure on the lurk players or the soul players. Rob's in this case on the T side, you know, playing a lot for himself in that door area, in the lobby area, as per se. So, do you think you've seen enough from Rob's as of late to say that he's back to his best, or are we still lacking a bit from this guy? Because in Rio, it was trending upwards, but I feel like it's a little bit of a cold start here.
Unfortunately, I feel like Rob's is probably at 85% of his potential power.
Okay, so not only just 5%, a little more here.
Yeah, no, I feel like, I mean, come on. In the beginning of CS2, we were saying for the first 5 months, is this guy the best player in the world? That was a serious conversation. Now, I don't even know, in terms of a top 20 for the year, he's on the cusp for me.
Yeah.
He definitely is nowhere near the top 10. That's a big concern.
That is a big concern, and hopefully a player that can turn it around, because I think FaZe will need him. Now, if we focus our attention a little bit towards Mouse, we already phrased it. Torzy usually have a very great showing, especially CT side with the AWP exertion as well. Very aggressive. Brolin, I think, is a very interesting player to highlight here as well.
Yes.
He likes the door play as well. He's sort of the counterpart to Robs on the other side. So Brolin getting off to a good start on Inferno. Brolin having a great tournament in Rio as well. How much of an impact is this guy starting to have on the Mouse lineup?
When Brolin's in a flow state, it's actually just such a strategic luxury for Shuhei. I mean, you don't need to worry about calling that final stroke in the round in terms of where we're going to finish if he's able to do what he did there on Inferno. And of course, yeah, on the CT side here, if he's gonna be able to dominate door in the way that he did last time too, then once again, if they are able to thwart Torzy opping outside, I don't know if they're gonna be able to also deal with the fact that Brolin was such a menace at door last time too. It's like, pick your poison at this point if you're FaZe.
And it's kind of crazy when you think about the storyline and the timeline of this move of Brolin. If I'm not mistaken, the first time we saw him stand in for Mouse in the beginning was at the Blast World Finals Abu Dhabi last year.
Yes.
Exactly a year ago. And the conversation back then was, that doesn't make an awful lot of sense. If you're Mouse, you should be able to attract a better talent or a better player. But Brolin really has come alive once more inside this lineup.
Yeah.
One may even argue that he wasn't signed. He was just a stand-in, right? And he was only just signed in 2024. Arguably one of the best signings of the year.
Oh yeah, I feel like Brolin at this point has proven to me at least, that this year he's a top 20 player. I would easily put him on my list right now. And for MAUs in general, I just feel like there weren't that many options for frozen replacements back then, and so role for role, position for position, it did make a lot of sense, and so I have been thoroughly impressed, and I feel like he's going to be instrumental in what could be a 2-0 victory.
What could be a 2-0 victory? There's only one way to find out, and that's by starting the game. I'll leave it to you in the safe hands of Anders and Henry.
Cheers, chaps. Great segment as usual. We move on to the second map here between FaZe and Mouse. It is going to be Nuke, and it looks like, to me at least, Anders, Mouse might have this one tied up. They managed to break the curse going into Rio last time, managing to win their first best of 3 against FaZe and CS2. It was 13-7 on the Nuke map of the third and final decider, but yeah, it was a close game to open things up. FaZe still look quite jovial. They look quite happy. Do you feel like we can go to the third?
I think we can, yeah. I can't count FaZe out really ever.
יאללה, מפה שלנו. אין בית.
2-0.
2-0.
Be frustrating as well, getting into overtime and then not being able to finish their job there for FaZe. So let's see how this one plays out. It's Nuke up second here for the World Finals. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, mark it in your calendar. Get up early if you're in Europe. You know, I know the time zone's a bit different, but, you know, gotta set that alarm clock and be ready for these games. It's gonna be Mouse starting on the T side, FaZe on that CT side.
I don't like the look of this, Anders. I don't like it one bit.
Retake? Remake.
You're gonna have to do that again, I'm afraid.
Oh, they've absolutely tricked me, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, I'll remember.
מה קרה?
I'll get them one day.
The main problem we've got is, because we're in like a kind of underground bunker here, we're like 10 stories deep in the ground. When the players go outside for fresh air in between maps, it takes like 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
So when they come back in, it's a bit of a scramble to get everything set up. So first game of the day, or second, I suppose, but first day of the tournament, yeah, we're going to have a couple of technical issues while we work that out.
Yeah, it is a longer trek than you realize.
It's a very impressive building. I've never seen anything like it. We're so like deep in the ground, like generally speaking, it feels like we're in a bit of a bunker.
Yeah, no, it's very nice, isn't it? But that is maybe the one downside. You're right. All right.
Yeah, the one downside. And
technical pause.
Pause happens before any damage is inflicted, before anyone goes down. So it's no problem at all. Set is off though. What could it be? What is the issue? Looks like Jimmy will be the one affected by it as he puts his headphones back in. Plenty of games to come, ladies and gentlemen. We said there are no bad games of full finals. The same is true for World Finals. As we've got G2 versus Liquid coming up next.
Vitality Spirit.
Doesn't get much better than that. That's quite tantalizing.
Yeah, some of those teams with so much to prove, right? I feel like Spirit.
With the major around the corner, yes.
Yeah, they need to, because obviously they started out so hot with Donk. Like that was the most absurd, you know, entry onto Tier 1 Counter-Strike we've really ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
From being more or less unknown to.
Well, he set the bar so high when he doesn't have those sort of moments, and he has quieter or more average performances. Like it's a huge talking point.
Spirit היו נראים מדהים. ולאחרונה הם נראים סבירים.
I guess for Liquid as well. You know, they want to have a good start to the tournament, no doubt. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that or not. G2 on the other side of that match. Yeah, I think both those games are going to be remarkable. It'll be Scrawny and London taking you through that one later on. So
they always get most hyped as well for those Liquid games.
Obviously,
they love their countrymen on the server. They always
Canadian
bring the hype.
bias.
Yeah, Liquid haven't looked their best the last few tournaments. In terms of like. They came out like much hotter than
technical pause.
Kind of more expected results in the last few tournaments.
לא
But
קצר.
it's very exciting. Always a dangerous team, and up against G2 as well. A lot of speculation about them and their roster going forward into next year. I think they're technically the number 2 team in the world right now as well, but certainly got their weaknesses.
מה זה מעכשיו כאילו? 171 נשמע לי הגיוני לתחילת המפה. בוא נראה מה הבוקמרקס אומרים. וואו. חריג. לא מאמינים בפייז.
Managing to actually win a game earlier as well against Na'Vi. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that was really shocking. Even as they were winning the first map, we were saying, well, you know, it's only map number 1. We kind of expect that probably it's to be a
slow start. It's Mirage next. Na'Vi should be bouncing back and
יאללה קומפס.
13-4 wasn't the case though.
כל הזמן יש את היאללה האלה לקבוצות מוזרות.
Sometime.
Yeah. In recent memory, most of the people who remember Astralis being good are, you know, they're like well into their 50s now.
It's true. And looks like they are getting locked back into the server. We've got the headsets on, so always a good sign.
Yes, it is.
People using the mouse and keyboards are in their gaming stance as well.
השם מעצבן אותי, אם כל הזמן שומעים ברקע כזה את השחקנים.
Headsets off, that's usually where we get a bit concerned, but I'm sure they'll get right back into the swing of things here and get the game underway. we did only just get into the pistol, so yeah, there we go. Fist bumps coming out. That is the classic side. I think it means we're probably ready to go here. Who did you pick for this one, Henry? You picked
I picked Faiz.
Picked Faiz?
I don't know. I was a bit delirious this morning. The jet lag has affected me quite disastrously. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. התחלנו את המפה.
I remember filling in the form.
You've adopted the Swedish pronunciation as well.
Yes, I think it's
אחרי הטכניקל טיימאוט הזה.
It is.
It's just a bit of.
Makes me smile. I appreciate that. Here we go.
יופי של פלאש.
Oh, is it a smoke? Where's the second smoke?
כרגל.
It's not where it's supposed to be. If it was, I don't think they had one. I think they just had the one smoke to try and get across. That's very dangerous. So it comes out. They might be able to recover.
איזה קאמבק לראונד של מאוס תוך שנייה 4 שחקנים של פייז נופלים.
Let's lock in. I need to understand what happened there. Where was the second smoke? Did it just miss?
I don't think they had one.
But like, why would you deploy the further one then? It doesn't compute and doesn't make sense.
That is a good question, Henry. Bring up an excellent point. Oh, hold on. They brought the bomb back up. It's not going to make a difference. Sue with a beautiful round. 3 kills. I could be wrong, but I didn't see it on the minimap either. So I don't think it missed. They just didn't throw one.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Well, I was yapping a bit. I will look.
מעניין ראונד.
Keep track of those details.
מעניין מאוד.
It looked like Faiz had that one locked in.
אופ, שוי משיג פה את האנטרי, זה שמשיג את האוטסייד פלייר, וגם את זה, וואו. אומייגאד.
Take those kills. You take them all day long. AKs, Galils, and now a
פורטנייט של פייז.
very important round here.
זה שעם אנטרפרג על גרין. משיג פה 2.5. נייס ראונד של מאוס אולרדי. ברוקי בדיוק הוציא את הנייף.
He might have a chance against one of the MAC-10s out there, but he's going to be alone for now. Great opening, great work.
ברוכים חוזר לקחת את ה-AK, אני מאמין. זה שם. מעניין שמשחקים את זה כל כך לאט. נותנים לו רוקס לעשות פושים.
That's the aim of the game. Every kill has a knock-on effect, Anders, and if you can set yourself up the SMG,
jiggling the AKs.
It's the most efficient way to approach that situation, to give nothing away.
יופי של עבודה.
You know, to get that final kill as well. So
מאוס עם התחלה נהדרת למפה הזאת.
whatever you want to call it, he's looking good. Nice smoke down towards main to isolate those 5 CTs, try and push through. Not going to happen though. And
נראה כמו 3-0 והמון כסף שהולך לשבת בכיסים של מאוס.
On your map, T side doesn't get much better than this.
1 HE, 1 smoke as well already been thrown out, I think, from the phase.
פרוזן ורובס יצטרכו להביא פה גוד דיגל שיטס. אומייגאד. בדיוק כזאת.
1 kill probably not going to save them in the round. If you get 1 more though, it does make it a bit more interesting. So we're going to be ready for it here. Sershin certainly saw that coming. Wasn't able to
Frozen very low. עשה אבל את העבודה שלו בראונד, זה פחות או יותר. נשיג עוד קיל וזהו. אין יותר מדי מעבר לזה שהוא יכול לעשות ריאליסטית. כרגע נופל.
Stunning shot. Carrigan unable to deliver it. 4 and 4. Things coming through.
זה שם.
Still huge advantage for Mouse. Going to make their way in towards upper. Considering they spotted a couple of players towards outside. Not the cleanest round, but like we said, 3-0.
AK על ריין. אני לא אוהב את הראונד של מאוס.
And you're probably going to be looking to save the AK rather than go for the 3-10.
Honestly, pretty impressive work for Sershin getting.
Oh my god.
Because he was about to get beat by 3 players, so
he's still alive.
If he dies without that, they probably go for it a lot harder, and it could have been a really weird round here. Saving the AK, though, you're right, is kind of a critical thing for Rain. Going to be setting up just a bit of a grenade.
Frozen יכול ללכת להביא פה עוד AK. או גליל.
Galil up on the silo. Don't think it's going to be easy to pick that one up. Maybe it'll blow down towards Frozen, but otherwise, it's Mouse with a 3rd round on the board. So pretty good start.
סיכוי לא רע להביא פה קיל, טובת מאוס. לא. רובס גם נופל. ריין שמע את ה-AK, ראונד לא רע של פייז. פחות טוב ממה שציפיתי.
here on their
A very nice shot.
Beautiful shot from Frozen open things up, but pretty much all they got.
Oh my god.
He got dinked and then he still managed to find it. I mean, it's pretty
איזה מגזים.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, but the real test is coming up here for FaZe as well. I mean, we've said traditionally they have slow starts. It really wasn't the case on the first map. Like, it was very even all throughout. I've got to say on Inferno. But I'm sure FaZe would love to get back on the board right away. Don't have a lot of kills going either, which is understandable. But
Okay.
I'm sure at some point soon we're going to want to see more of these players really getting into the swing of things. Still feel like I'd love to see more Brokey action now that he's got the AWP.
Not the best map for it, I'll be honest with you, Anders. CT side of Nuke, difficult to have one of those massive games.
ריין עם המון אינפורמציה דרך סיקרט.
Sort of rules don't apply to Brokey.
אפר טייק של מאוס. נראה שאין אף אחד בתוך הסייט. הוא כרגע מוריד ברולן איכשהו. גם ג'ימי נופל, יופי של סמוגרי של פייז, זה נראה כמו ראונד של פייז. שאין אף אחד בסייט. רק chipping away, וואו, פול 5K. לא מאמין.
Rain popping open the smoke, getting himself a drive-by kill with the AK-47. Carrigan taking down Brawler as well. It looked like the round was already over, but not even a single kill picked up.
לא מאמין. ראונד חשוב של פייז ואני בשוק שהוא... שאני נראה ככה רגע. ראונד שמאוס הולכים להתבאס עליו. פייז בונים לעצמם כל כך הרבה כסף. אוקיי, פרוזן נופל לסמוק ספאם של שוהי.
Well, they have lost Frozen in all the chaos here. A lot of utility exchanged.
זה שנרץ פה לתוך ריין.
Didn't expect him to be there. Bring it back to a 4-4, but it's not going to dissuade Mouse.
ריין משחק קרוב. מפיג לתוך שניים, נופל אינסטנטלי.
There to continue.
שווי בפוזיציה נהדרת. נראה שהם יסיימו פה באפר? או שזה הולך להיות פה דרופ לבנט? אוקיי, יודעים על רובס. כן, הולך להיות פה אפר פיניש. קרגן משיג את שווי ונופל 3 נגד 2. ריטיק לא קל בכלל, לדעתי הם יוותרו על הניסיון הזה.
Molotov down time and time again. They've got another incendiary available, I think, as well.
Great work, just doubling up that position.
מעניין.
He was going to go for it. You could tell he wanted to, but it's been called off now. So
שווי עם אנטרי פרג על מי זה היה שם? על פרוזן? דרך הסמוק. זה הכל ראונד טוב.
So they have some information at the start of the round that it might be a sort of a lower push coming, and then it just doesn't work out that
nice,
way.
Nice.
Good turnaround. They
find me famous.
They're all just ready to battle him. That's a hard fight. I mean, you're right. It's a good job that Carrigan at least got one of those kills.
Yeah.
But they could never really get onto the retake. So good work, Mouse.
Good work, Mouse. T-side.
4-1 T-side.
Should not be an eco.
מאוס, פול ביי נוסף יהיה פה. נראה שפייז יכולים גם לרכוש דברים בראונד הבא. אפילו אופ אולי הם יכולו להכניס פה בזרקולוציה.
Yet to find a kill, and this is the play he is known for. Leaping over the Molotov at the hub. Tucks himself in towards the T-vent.
Yeah, I love it.
He's going to go a little bit further as well.
I think they heard him drop
ברוכים,
down, so
aggressive take.
they're going to be able to guess what's going on, but I still like the aggression. It's risky, but player of his caliber, that's what you want to see. That's what we're here for, really. Rain out in the yard. It's a bit of an awkward spot.
ריין מוריד את זה שם.
So 4-on-5. Even as Rain did get dropped.
ברוקי, פוזיציה נהדרת. ג'ימי נופל פה.
Jimmy had the he kind of knew that was him hearing the drop earlier, but still wasn't quite ready.
He goes to that wide swing, one that doesn't work out for him. Outpositioned by Broughim, but
טוז'י אולי הצליח לעשות פה איזשהו...
He's tucked in towards main entrance. His teammates trying to find kills in other locations. They spot a player towards the lockers, waiting for their moment to strike. Broughim still with the York towards
מעניין.
needs to be very careful. They are watching main, player on towards Zefo, checking that out. Trying to
בורלד מוריד כרגע.
if possible, it's Carrigan that gets dropped first. That opens
הם יודעים על ברוקי, אבל כולם נמצאים באפר. ברוקי לא נופל פה. זה ראונד של פייז. וואו. פייז עם המון כסף, רק עם 2 ראונד ווינס. שני הראונדים שלהם שהם ניצחו, הם פשוט נשארו אחד מהם 5 בחיים, 4 בחיים. הם בונים כסף בשניות. מדהים.
I think low-key that's actually a much harder round to win than it seemed for FaZe because Mouse, they call a freeze towards the end of the round and it's just so hard on the CT side to sit and wait for that long when you see the clock running down low. You don't really have control of main like that and it could have gone wrong I think a couple of different ways. So good job on FaZe I think holding their cool even though you're right Torshi was in a killer position. Like if he gets the kill on Carrigan as he turns the corner there, it's
מאוס עם 4-2 אבל נראה כאילו שהשליטה בידיים של פייז כרגע.
And we'll see what Mouse can come up with, even in spite of the money here. Maybe they could do a little bit of damage. Don't want to let FaZe...
3 ראונדים אחרונים הם נראים ממש פייז-סיידד.
That's usually where things go a little bit wrong when you're playing Nuke and the CT side just starts to accumulate way too much cash. Still I've got the 1 AK. The rest have kind of got lost.
רובס עם $7,000 בכיס. בזמן שאנחנו משחקים פה עם טג ניינס.
Jimmy has one as well, so a little bit better than I thought.
Okay. Like we said, the money running low here. That's reflected on the current setup of Mouse, Tech9s and Galils.
רובס עם פוש נהדר. לדעתי מביא פה 2. כן, איזה יופי של פוזיציה.
Won't be 3 kills straight away. Broughim needs to be careful. If he gets dropped and gives up that AWP, that's a real problem. But he's aware of the prospect of them leaping towards him. But he should be able to get one more, I reckon. Not quite. Broughim will actually get him here.
Nice.
He got a leg off, I think. So Broughim goes down to 19 points of health.
Carrigan עם פוזיציה מטורפת.
It's so unlikely, isn't it?
Just the quick kill, though.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe could have waited for the double kill, but he's got teammates coming in.
בואנה, מסיב פה אחד. טושי? איך הראונד הזה בכלל פלייאבול?
It's only 40 seconds here, but
Fancy goes with the M4 instead.
אם הוא היה עם ה-AK, הוא היה מסיק פה את הקיל הזה, מה הולך, אנום?
That's probably a more expensive round than FaZe would have really liked there.
Wanna join?
They are winning some of these rounds. They're starting to wake up a little bit.
Let me know.
Should be
אתה רוצה?
Mouse going forward.
זה בעניין.
Takes matters into his own hands now. Carrigan, almost a bit of a disaster there, but Robs to save the day. And it was Torji who got that nice little ding towards CT spawn, like you mentioned, but yeah, Glocks, no armor. A chance for FaZe to tie things up 4-4.
פייז נראים בשליטה מלאה על המפה הזאת כרגע. מאוס צריכים פה איזה 2-3 ראונדים ברצף כשהם יהיו עם הנשקים. וואלה, קמתי הבוקר מהזקה. אבל מהזום, טירוף. מה קרה עולמדים מהזום? מה זה? מה אנחנו רואים פה? תקע לי משמע. אתה אומר שתדרגתם היום. רופס? 15 HP.
I think you're right. It looks like it's all under control, ladies and gentlemen, as FaZe
וואלה, גם אני קמתי מהזקה.
ropey start, 3-0 down.
איפה אמרת שאתה גר? בנהריה?
They've built a nice
בנהריה.
cash going forward as well.
נהריה?
And you might expect a tactical time out here from Mouse, considering...
רגיל? אני לא רגיל, אחי. קשור בזקה 6:15 בבוקר. כן, נהריה? כן, נהריה לא קל. מלא הזקות. Not fun.
Absolute minimal utility on the T side here, just opting for those smokes. Molotovs, a couple of flashes in the mix.
מאוס כדי לחזור פה יצטרכו לדעתי 3 ראונדים ברצף. ומה זה לחזור? לקבל שליטה בחזרה. וואי וואי.
some more aggression this time.
נחנקתי פה.
Towards that trophy room just.
אין לי גם מים, לא ראיתי שאין לי מים בגזרתי.
Jim had earlier in the half in a nice position. See if he could do it again just to start with. It's probably worth a try here.
פוזיציה נהדרת של ברוקי. one and done. כשהוא לא נופל, יוצא לפני שבוע כפות מהרול? היידה. מה, דייליס וכאלה? ברוקי בסיריז חלש בטירוף. מה קורה בלובי? מה קורה בלובי? זה יותר מעניין אותי. פרוזן מול זרשן. זה לא משנה, ראון נהדר של מאוס. הכנסתי קצת כסף ויצאתי עם עוד $70, מדהים אחי. אני הפסדתי 1,500 קוינס, 1,700 קוינס, סליחה. על איטרנל פייר נגד בייט. כואב, כואב. ביונט דופלר. איזה בוטים. עכשיו לפני איזה שבוע, פחות אפילו. כן. אחרי ביונט דופלר. יותר מדי, כל הגיים בישראל, תמיד אני חושב נופל בהם. מאוס, לוקחים את שני הדולים. וואו. ראונד טוב של מאוס. חשוב להריד את כולם. אז מה, מי עוד כמה הזקות? רק אני ואתה? פינקו אותנו, נועם? וואו, בולן בסיריז חריף. ברוקי לעומת זאת בסיריז הכי חלש שראיתי. כנראה. אופק בבית, לא בלבנון ממנו. מקייף לו. קראת שחרור. שידר את המשחק הראשון. עכשיו הוא מונפץ קצת. אבא מונפיץ. נראה שפייז בלי כסף הם עשו קול מאוד מטופש. וואו, כרגע נחל פה מכות. ריין. ריין. Oh, Jimmy!
From Jimmy, he knows Flick not quite connecting, but again, there's so much information to work with.
Yep. Broki's still alive.
ברוקי! No way! ברוקי בסיריז הכי חלש שראיתי בחיים שלי, מה זה? הוא לא יכול לפגוע כלום.
If he gets that shot, maybe even a double kill, which you would expect from Broky.
Absolutely.
It's a different round. Now it's just a guaranteed one.
There's another round where there's nobody from FaZe on the A-bomb side to begin with.
Yeah.
Carrigan was outside, they had a double push
towards
the
Zui.
They had two people downstairs.
Those smokes that they're throwing every single round are just taking so much of their attention because it's just been so brutal for them. If Broky can't hold on, he's taking away all his vision at the very start of the round. He's having no impact towards outside. They're trying to set him up towards...
נראה לי שמישהו שם לברוקי על המחשב איזה צ'יטים שנותנים לך אנטי אימבוט. הוא פשוט לא יכול לפגוע כלום. אבל בקטע מוגזם. הוא עם בולן מוריד פה אחד מהם. הם מורידים את השני, זה בכלל טירוף. זה פרוזן. גוד פיק. נקרא להם את הכסף. וואו, השוט של ג'ימי אל רופס, איזה מוגזם. עבודה נהדרת של מאוס. הרגיש לי כאילו פייס בשליטה מלאה על המפה, אבל בשני ראונדים האחרונים מאוס פשוט מחנכים אותה מחדש. 6-4 בטי-סייד של ניוק. כשברוקי נראה ככה, אני שם את הכסף שלי על מאוס.
He's cracked right now.
He is looking locked in, ready, hitting absolutely everything, continuing that strong form we saw in Inferno. Overtime affair, it was 16-13 in favor of Mouse. A team historically in CS2, they rarely beat, only managed to overcome that nemesis, that IEM Rio. It was a best of 3 affair to knock out FaZe. It was Nuke to close things out in that series, a 13-7 victory for Mouse. And so far, the stats suggest this could be happening once again, this time in a 2-0 fashion for
טוב,
Mouse.
טקטיקל טיימאוט ראשון של פייז בשלב יחסית מאוחר למפה. נראה שהם החליטו פה לא לעשות ביי, רק רוקס עם ה-MP9, כמה פיסטולים וה-M4 של פרוזן מהרסטראון. אני מניח שפייז מצפים לסיים את ההלף ב-7-5 לטובת מאוס.
Saved the M4 in the last round, but that's about it. So they didn't get to save the AWP. They are in a lot of trouble right now. Likely to be a 7th round here.
מדהים, מדהים.
Finding more multi-kills.
That's a shame. Could have got a double kill there. 5-7, normally good at those close range interactions.
טוב שמוריד את ברוקי.
Like that was the bomb stocked by T-Spawns. I was gonna maybe that's a problem, but it obviously isn't because they're getting every single kill.
7-4. לא יודע מה קרה פה, הכל היה מאוד מבולגן, לא בטייק, לא בקראנץ', לא הבנתי מה הולך פה. העיקר ראונד של מאוס.
Making sure he's patrolling the extremities, looking for that rotation down the vent. Another double kill from Brawland.
כן, ה-LP9 רץ לו ממיין כזה. או מהאט יותר נכון. המיין. יש לנו אופרייטור על ברוקי.
It's not what they need right now. It's not like Torchi has a ton more, but they've got Roland running wild.
Well, it's the fact that it's getting so much outside control every single time. They're having to put him in towards ramp now.
Yeah.
טורצ'י לא צריך להביא קילים כשיש לך ברולן על 15-8.
Did you bring up that up the first time? And FaZe still haven't really found a solution. They're like, you're right, it's still a problem.
So execution potentially here. 2 players on the roof setting up utility. You can send this in waves. So you send out the original bit of utility to see whether you can actually find a reaction, a rebuttal, and we'll see now.
Oh no. Oh no. ברוקי מכפיל את הכמות קילים שלו בראונד הזה. טוב, 7-5. שווי לא הולך להביא את זה. סטטטו אותי. אם שווי מביא את זה, knife giveaway.
45 seconds here. Brokey on the other side.
Oh my god.
Very nice shot.
Could it be done?
It can be done. Like, get 3 more of those and we'll pick up the conversation once again, but they know exactly where he is. And I think they've got the bomb on the other side too, so in every way, this is unlikely to be working out. Sue goes down.
Okay, no knife giveaway.
5 at the end of it for Mouse. Still a brilliant first half for them.
אני מצחיק את עצמי פה. סטייל ביתן אני. 7-5, מאוס, T-סייד. על נוק. ברוקי עם כמה? 4 או 5 קילים? הוא לא השיג שם את הקיל האחרון, גם הוא נפל. מזעזע. הנה, laying down. זה עניין כל ה-verification process הזה. צריך לעבוד קשה שיקבל פה את הריין הזה. מה מצבנו בראול? נראה לכם את האימור ששמתי. מחריד. My bets, history. Fucking lost this shit. על eternal fire, נגד בייט. שהם הפסידו את זה, מפה שהם בחיים אמרו להפסיד. יהיה יותר מדי קרוב. תראו כמה אני מפסיד, אני כל פעם מפסיד. נאבי, טים ספיריט versus נאבי. למה שמתי על 4-7-6 על נאבי? The fuck? לדעתי זה היה קרוב, זה היה לדעתי best of 3 או משהו. טים ספיריט לקחו את המפה הראשונה. וגם נאבי היו מפסידים במפה השנייה, אבל הם מסוכם בגלל המפה השנייה מפסידים במפה השלישית, אם אני זוכר נכון. טים ליקוויד versus פנאטיק בום, ברור. בוא נגיד מאץ' בטינג, בימים אלה לא בשבילי. בקצב הזה אני פשוט רגל. מחפשים עובד ניקיון איפשהו? עובד כעובד ניקיון. מה רע בעובד ניקיון? אחלה עבודה. הביא לי מים ככה לפני החזרה למחצית השנייה, ששני פה דקה לקונספט הזה. יש לנו מים. 15 שניות עד שאנחנו חוזרים לסקנד half. Team Spirit. Motherfuckers, כמה כסף הפסדתי על Team Spirit האלה.
Well, here we go. We're back now. It's the second map, second half, and FaZe honestly struggling a little bit. They lost the first map in overtime. Now they really have to summon some strength here, Henry. If they can win the pistol round, they can get back into it. But if it's Mouse instead, this could be a 2-0 victory for the, you know, the potential underdog team in Mouse Sports. But they've found out how to beat FaZe, it looks like.
On the T side now, they managed to post that last round. Broukiem managed to get a couple of kills as well, double his total up to 4.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. They win this pistol. This game is certainly back on, but you're up against these dualies.
Oh my god.
Brawlan, he's been dealt with. Can the P2000 save the day? It's going to be difficult for Torji as he's ran over
nice.
by Rain. And
Pistol round.
There's a world where Mouse can consider going for this one as it's a clean one. Upper rush, split from outside.
Very clean round.
It's very effective, and the game is right back on there. Does beg the question with your force buy in the second round. Can be quite viable on you. Go for these MP9s and 5.7s. But we'll have a look as to whether they want to bring that forward.
Broukiem. In double entry.
He's coming to life slowly but surely.
Gotta ask the question, like, were these peaks from Frozen necessary? Probably not, but damn, it looks sick. Like, he absolutely slaughtered
They need
them.
someone to step up.
Yeah, they
Force buy של מאוס כמובן.
They need to win this round though. Lose this one. The morale's going to be in the bin.
Yeah.
MP9s, 5.7s. Scout for Torji. Brawlan at 15 kills. We'll have the SMG as well. Jim Fap, in my opinion, one of the best ramp players in the game right now.
Okay.
Joined by Torji, looking to soften them up with the Scout. He gets a couple of tags here. Could be enough.
And they jump past. They jump to avoid the Scout. That could have been.
Oh my god.
That's close to being 3 kills going the way of Mouse there, but it'll remain the one.
Torji.
Ropes, a little bit tagged up.
רק damage על ropes.
Roland, looking to see if he turns the corner here. He does realize there could have been someone there, and he's not wrong about it either.
Oh my god, איך קרגן לוקח את הדול הזה ככה. כולם חוץ מפרוזן לואו בצד של פייז, אבל גם שוי עכשיו אוכל פה המון דמג' מהמולוטוב הזה.
Interesting with that ramp setup, the Scout and MP9 working in tandem, but Jimmy only good for the one. There's been damage done. There's been a lot of awkward interactions for FaZe, but ultimately in this 4 versus 2, there shouldn't be much more to say. Carrigan's found a timing towards the hut. He gets out. Frozen just kind of giving some fake sounds there to bait in Shui. And they're actually going through the hub.
There's a guy right behind him.
Shui לא ראה אותו, what the fuck?
I don't think it's going to make a big difference here. That is the bomb down, but again, he has no idea that Rob's waiting. There's no way that he could have known. Like, he just went through there. So, I don't know. A bit of a weird round. I think that actually could have gone a couple of ways, but it's all in the past. They win the round, and that's exactly what they needed to do. FaZe are fighting to get us onto a third map, which... Is it Dust 2? Am I making that up?
It is Dust 2.
7-7.
No classic.
8-7 FaZe, realistic.
I Dust 2 at the moment, so... Wouldn't be opposed to getting a third map there.
Okay, full eco. Couple of pistols in the mix, but no Kevlar. Single flashbang for Shui, so...
ההזקה הזאת שברה אותי הבוקר, וואי. איזה עייפות.
I don't know, Carrigan. Been pretty handy.
שימי נובל בו אינסטנטלי. גם זה שם. וואלה, מוריד את ברוקי.
Carrigan will be getting his hat trick and pretty much guaranteeing the round here. Rain confirms it, and we've got an actual lead now.
האם אנחנו רואים פה את פרוזן? לא.
And they certainly got it, but still advantage for Mouse in the grand scheme of things on the CT side. Now it's their map pick. Still an uphill battle here for FaZe.
Yeah, but it's such an uneasy advantage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you already said it. This is the other side of the coin. When you go for that second round force-up and it doesn't work out, suddenly it's a whole string of rounds going the way of your opponent, and I'm kind of feeling that, I think, a little bit now. We'll see if they can pick up this first round, then it's probably going to be fine, and I think they'll regain a lot of that lost confidence almost immediately. But a lot of the work has been down to Brawlan, and that's easier when he's on the T side and he can go for so many of those fights. But on the CT side, right, he's just going to be in one position, and it'll be up to the rest of the team to really try and make up for it. You just see, again, the kill difference between Brawlan and the rest of Mouse is ridiculous. They do need somebody else to try and match him.
Here we go then. Outside play. similar approach that we saw from Mouse. The wall of smokes delivered early on in the round. They'll slowly but surely
ראונד איטי.
try and make their way out there.
ברוקי וזריי נופלים. יופי של הולד לכיוון האוטסייד.
We have got 3 healthy players otherwise. Carrigan, Frozen and Robs.
עבודה טובה.
Outside though, and now with limited resources, 1 smoke remaining.
זה שאני עם הפיקסל הולד. הרבה יותר קל להחזיק את זה עם אופ.
Sub 1 minute now. That smoke can drop towards Unbreakable, allow them to get towards main entrance if possible.
I mean, if you're Mouse right now, you're just hoping to set up trades, right? Just don't be in a position where you're fighting too much alone. Make sure that there's always a way to get the kill back.
Exactly.
Frozen shot in the knees, trying to get through is not ideal. All the way down to 4.
נראה כמו 8-8.
Good job.
כן, 2 נגד 5, 30 שניות. ג'ימי הולך לפגוש אותם.
Coming towards the B bomb site. Jimmy back here. They do have a Molotov, so maybe they could set up a fight towards.
עוד כמו יש בולם. 20 שניות, 2 נגד 4.
18 seconds.
יש שהם הולכים לסיים באפר. Did not gonna work. שוי מחכה להם שם למעלה. 8-8 ראונד נהדר של מאוס.
3-0 down. First gun round is a convincing one, as the outside wall of smoke leads them to a 5-3 deficit. FaZe is losing the first 2 players pretty comfortably, as Mouse will close things out with a Shui double spray down. This is how it all starts. Brawler popping the smoke open, working with Zershin as well. They had the AWP of Torji, I believe, towards top of ladder as well. He goes on to hit a beautiful shot on Frozen. And here we go, 8-8, it's all tied up. The game's still wide open. Resources low on either side, a very important round number 17 coming forward here. As Torji, aggressive of course.
אין לנו הרבה utility בצד של מאוס באופן מפתיע. אנשים שמו המון early utility. אומייגאד, פרוזן עם דאבל אנטריז.
Ready and waiting, gets a double kill. This time a 5-on-3 in favor of Mouse.
Oh no.
I thought for sure Torshi was going to have at least one of those kills, but
it was a lovely idea there from Mouse.
פרוזן נופל. 4 נגד 3. somewhat doable. לא ראונד כזה קל למאוס בכלל. ונראה שהם מבינים בערך את הפליי. מדהים.
I don't think he can afford to take his dual landers. He's got the bomb on his back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Without it, maybe it's an interesting proposition, but
with smoke, it's such a nice little.
וואו, אני בשוק שמאוס החזירו את הראונד הזה לשליטה שלהם.
He wasn't ready, and suddenly it's turned around. It's actually Mouse in the lead now.
Broky has to go for it now, even with the bomb.
Yeah, but it's so hard. Brolan's been absolutely lights out. They're going to try to go. That's a nice shot from Broky. He was ready. I think the crosshair must have been more or less right on him. So, job done for now. 35 seconds. Bomb
huge round
planted.
here.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
2 נגד 2. ברוקי נופל מהר. וגם רופס! שוי לוקח פה את הראונד לידיים שלו. וזה 9-8 למאוס. שתי מפות צמודות, וזה פשוט הזוי שמאוס לוקחים את הראונד הזה. איזה ראונד מתסכל להפסיד אם אתה בפייז. וואו, מה זה? צוחקים לי אלה. טק 9 ביי.
A few flashes as Mouse looking for double digits here and looking for 2-0 in their opening game here at World Finals, live and direct from Singapore.
אווירה של 2-0. פרוזן נופל אינסטנטלי. אומייגאד, what the fuck? ברוקי פשוט מקפץ ומישהו שם מסתבך, שוי. Oh, 1 versus 1. What the fuck happened here?
I don't know. I don't want to know. We should just move on.
מה קרה פה לשוי? הם מדברים על זה, קסטרים, שאתה מסתכל למטה מדי, זה עושה לך בלאגן.
Jimmy thankfully rotating.
איכשהו נראה שזה מה שקרה באמת.
SV cheats, but there is a command that will allow you to keep looking down or up, so that there's like never a point where you sort of like hit the ceiling of your look. It's actually harder to play.
So you can do like a 360 all the way around. Okay, I see what you mean.
It's actually deceptively hard to play with because you just like if you suddenly are looking like too far, you're like, oh, I've lost my camera.
I've never seen that before. It is an interesting idea.
Maybe that's future content right there. So timeout for Mouse here. After a bit of a win, calming getting the troops all.
That was a scrappy round. The fact they win it, they'll be having a sigh of relief there, but resources will be low. 4 players going down against a partial buy is far from ideal. But still, it is going to be double digits now for Mouse.
يلا لطيف يلا لطيف.
Partial buy, as I mentioned, so this should be
שלנו.
full investment now from Phaze.
בוא נסגור את זה.
Running out of time and indeed space here in the series. A team they normally dominate and they have
עוד גביעים למדינת היהודים.
Cs 2 lost the streak back in Rio.
10-8.
Now looking likely to get 2-0
פול ביי.
Mouse getting stronger and stronger.
שתי הקבוצות בלי כסף. המנצחת של הראונד הזה כנראה תיקח גם את הראונד הבא. לפחות תבוא עם יתרון לראונד הבא.
You can all say, oh, it's a bit of a fluke, Phaze still, they are the more dominant team in this matchup, but if they lose that grip now, it's on land, it's a huge tournament, it's right at the dawn of the major.
They've changed things up nicely as well. They've gone for a different setup. It's going to be Jimmy towards the secret area, Torji towards the ramp of the AWP, knowing that these outside smokes have been problematic for them as well.
Oh no.
That's a narrow miss there. Unfortunate for Torji, he has to get out. Like, if you see the AWP towards ramp, you can pretty much guarantee there's just one player there. So he misses that shot, take control.
Full ramp control של פייז. מקשה מאוד על מאוס לשחק את המפה.
Mouse need to reposition. Sound keep giving over from Carrigan. They'll notice an outside presence here.
Oh wow. הם ציפו לזרשם.
I don't think you saw that. I think he went for the attempt.
Well.
That's pretty sick. But Carrigan still goes down.
Oh, rain.
That is ice cold. The Norwegian
3 versus 3.
There, but it's still on.
Very difficult retake here. You got the AWP in the vents. Jimmy was down towards lower as well, and I think Shui, he's got to do the heavy lift.
זה הטיימינג של טורג'י. עכשיו הוא יכול לעלות.
Speaking of which, though, the AWP coming out the vents.
מדהים.
Have to do the same. It's broken. It goes down.
2 versus 1. הם יודעים איפה הוא.
Oh,
פרוזן. Yes! שוי לוקח את זה. פרוזן כזה מתוסכל, הוא נתן אגרופים מהרגל לשולחן. What happened here?
Yeah, you could see a sigh of relief there. Like, if he fell off and died, there were flames on the floor as well. That would have been a disaster. But he does get the defuse, I can confirm.
יש מצב שפרוזן שבר את המחבר שלו, הוא שם פה כמה אגרופים הרגע.
And it looked like it was just so lightning fast. And he set up, so this is so sick. He's just testing it, he doesn't know.
I have not seen a clean kill like that before. I know you can do damage through that, but I've never seen like a clean.
Yeah.
Very impactful.
קיל גדול של טורג'י.
It's so sick as well because Carrigan is up on the roof.
כן, זה מה ש... פרוזן. וואי וואי, ניסה להיות כמו ניקו,
Just to point out, these are new desks that we're playing with, so you can't punch through them anymore. Like, that's not going to be a feature.
True, you're right. These are high quality desks.
They're rock solid, like, it's not going to happen, so we appreciate it.
איי, חבל. ניקו הרס את האופציה הזאת לשבור שולחנות. או, הטיימינג הזה גדול של קרגן. No way. No way שלקחו ככה קונטרול. אוקיי. 3 versus 3, retake once again. אם אני לא טועה זה ריטייק, זה כאילו רימק של הלסט ראונד. צורה קצת יותר יפה עונה, אבל כן. ג'ימי משיג את ברוקי, נופל.
Torji coming in from the heaven
Oh,
position.
nice
The
ding.
exertion's low. They need the AWP to step up here. Can't find the shot, and it's a Tech 9
Undoable.
rush that saves the day.
Too hard.
Grenade won't do anything. And that's surely the round. And indeed, Rops will confirm it. Back on their feet. Well done to Phaze.
וואו, 11-9. ראונד גדול, קרגן עם הפוש טיימינג שלו שם.
Even if you just miss the timing a little bit, it's just a Tech 9 coming through the smoke, and it's not like Carrigan even got a huge amount of kills, but it's just so off-putting. Just the one there.
Okay, you're right. It is discombobulating, right?
מאוד חשוב בטירוף של פייז לגמרי.
That sort of play, you're assuming those smokes are going to be respected.
אתה בבית?
Okay. That's actually massive. You can see what it's done to the finances there. That should have been a
יש כספת?
giving them series point. Can they hold on now? Rain
What the fuck?
can't find it. Kill.
מה הולך פה? לא בקרן של פאקינג מאוס. מיסנייד, מה הולך פה? הכל בלגן.
Double kill comes through.
וזה ראול של מאוס כנראה. What the fuck? לא, המוסך עדיין, כן. יש לך שם איזה שעה התקנה. זה לא מוסך, הגעת למוסך? לאן הגעת? מהביזרי הרכב האלה, לא? וואו, פרוזן משיג פה את זה שם. אבל הם יודעים איפה עכשיו. יש לו דקה ו7 שניות.
That lobby crunch. I'm almost surprised that FaZe don't have that conversation about
ויש לו את הבומבה.
Because I think we heard Kerrigan say that they'd broken the economy, and it's a classic move when the CTs are low on money that they are going to go for that kind of a crunch, but it didn't look like FaZe were quite ready for it. 50 seconds now for Frozen.
This will be ultimate redemption.
Oh yeah.
If he can find this after the failed 3v1 before, if he can now convert this round, if he's got the time to do it, and he has slowed things right down to the point where they have no idea where Frozen is positioned. 30 seconds, he's potentially going for a Heaven play. I suppose Ramp is an option as well, but Heaven seems to be the most likely point of access.
We'll see how close that MP9 of Torshi is going to be.
אם הוא מצליח לעשות סיילנט דרופ זה ממש משוגע. אפשרי, יש לו גם איטילי? כן, הוא יכול לעשות את זה.
Probably just have to stick the plan on the get-go and hope.
הוא גם עשה את הסיילנט דרופ.
You go for a fake plan here, you will lose the round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's checking as much as he can. Oh, the timing is absurd, isn't it?
Oh no!
He can't do anything, even if he gets the kill now.
אין, הוא היה חייב לעשות את הפלנט ברגע שהוא עושה את הדרופ, אבל... too scary. נייס טריי של פרוזן, בכל מצב ראונד נוסף בידיים של מאוז, 12-9, 3 הזדמנויות. לסיים את זה. קריגן, כולו unaware לפוש הזה, אני לא יודע אם הוא לא שמע אותו כי הוא בסטייג' או משהו. ברולן עם דאבל דינק מדהים. נראה כמו 2-0. זה קצת לאט, לא היה בטוח מה הוא הולך לעשות. כן, הוא באמת האט קצת יותר מדי את הקצב. לא קל, לא קל.
They found a new nemesis. They've had such a great run against them, but that was put into question in Rio, and now it looks like Mouse are about to reaffirm that it wasn't. No fluke win. Playing really great Counter-Strike here.
הייתה לי זקה היום ב6:15. רוב היה לוקח עם כזה? יש מצב. 6:15 בבוקר. בירושלים היה זקות אופק? אני מצאתי לבחוץ. בכלום, לא ראיתי רוטים, כלום. לא הבנתי מה זה זקה הזאת. או, זה השם עוד פעם פוזיציה הזאת שלא מביאה קילים פעם נוספת. רוס מוריד את הראש של שוי. לא נראה לי? כן, סביר שלא היה דארס. זה הרסתי את השינה. הייתי גם כזה... כולי דרימי כזה כשקמתי. הייתי שבור מהעייפות. הלכתי שם מוקדם לגמוד דווקא. Oh, Jimmy does not even get the one. נראה כמו ראונד של פייז ואנחנו הולכים פה כנראה ל-12-10.
2 M4s left and they seem to be aware. Torshi's out here. Will spot the army coming his way. I think he was always going to get
לא, משיג כלום פה.
one way or another there. So just Brawland to save the M4 and
עבודה יפה לצאת החוצה כשיש זקה, לא? אתה יודע, יותר זקה, נכנסו לו מעמד. ואז יצאנו למרפסת, כאילו, לראות מה קורה. פייז עם 5 שחקנים בחיים, זאת אומרת שמעכשיו עד סוף המפה הם עם גאנס. לא יוצאים למפס לראות לראות. בסדר, תשמע, לא יודע, אין לנו עייפים כאלה, לא כזה אכפת לנו יותר מדי. צודק, בסדר. בכל אופן, אני רואה פה פורס של מאוס, מעניין. אני מעדיף לשחק פה 2 forces מאשר 1 round עם full buy.
And you're not going to be doing that again because that's too obvious. FaZe are definitely going to be ready for it this time. Scout outside. I mean, that would be a sick way to do it.
טוז' יורד ל-26 HP ונופל לפרוזן.
He's a bit of a machine right now.
Yeah, Torji, like he has a scout shot, but he had no Kevlar.
Yeah.
So he always gonna be squished.
וורלד משיג את טרופס.
Being an absolute beast again. He gets himself.
משדרג... או, what the fuck, זה שמשיג את פרוזן גם.
Down towards low.
יש להם 2 guns.
Brawler's down there. He's already ready. He's got the AK picked up, like you said. He stole it from earlier.
ברולן מוריד את ברוקי 4 נגד 2, unbelievable. איך הראונד הזה איכשהו בידיים של מאוס, זה פשוט לא יאמן. הם יודעים על ריין והם יודעים גם על קריגן. 4 נגד 2, קריגן מוריד את ג'ימי, יורד ל-28 HP, יש לנו פה 3 נשקים. 3-2. קריגן מוריד את ברולן, האם הוא יצפה לעוד שחקן? לא מצפה ונופל, ריין נגד זרשן ב-1 vs 1, no kit. No kit, no door.
He's out of time, unfortunately, with the kit. He would have had a real crack at it here, but I think Rain has played it pretty much perfectly.
What the fuck?
Every single second counts here.
ראונד בידיים של פייז, unbelievable. Unbelievable. 4 נגד 2.
What a round.
פוסט פלן פוזישן. שפייז לוקחים פה.
Yeah.
Thriving in the chaos.
But again, it's Brawland. Like he's just
in
this game.
Dude, that was wild. That kill he got him towards the back fence as well. That kill from main entrance at the same time, unreal. Carrigan though, like I said, without the kit, that Rain was like he would do well to lose that 1v1.
Nice man.
You know they haven't got a kit there. You're gonna take that risk, and it's the final round of regulation, as mentioned.
Okay.
It was 3 rounds in a row.
נראה כמו overtime. unless מאוס יכולים להביא פה איזה ראונד כמו הלסט ראונד. זה משהו ככה מרשים.
He seems to find multiple kills. This time he's got the SMG.
Yeah, they're being very careful. Again, they're watching that lobby.
ברולן ביום פשוט מטורף. עוד אוברטיים? מקווה שלא. לדעתי אם זה נכנס ל-OT, מאוס הפסידו את המפה.
Nothing is sure right now. Nothing is certain, and
Broken needs a quick scope.
Yep, taking down Frozen. Does he see it? I think he's got the idea for it. They finally run him down here, but Brawler this time couldn't get the multi.
A double setup
from Rain.
It was looking all sorts of awkward there. Torji flirting with the idea of pushing that smoke, thinks better of it as it dissipates, holds ball behind the unbreakable box now. Looks like FaZe had done enough for overtime. They've got a 4-on-3. Crisis averted towards main entrance.
ראונד קשה מאוד למאוס. No control, no idea מה הולך פה.
I'm just saying that if he misses a shot right here and it dies, it could get really weird.
With the bomb going down in 30 seconds. Okay, that's a big kill.
Nice shot של ברוקי.
That probably seals it right then and there. Although they are pushing onto the A site where they are.
Oh! ג'ימי! 18 שניות. No way! No way! No fucking way! 1 vs 1! No way! שבחו את זה הרגע! Jimmy!
There was no chance of winning that round, but the 5-7, the weapon of the day for Mouse, as they take the series 2-0.
Fucking Jimmy!
Ending to this game, Mouse etching it out, taking the
fucking Jimmy! I cannot fucking believe this shit. 4 נגד 2.
with the pistols. FaZe once again coming super.
מה ראינו פה רגע?
That's a big kill.
Yeah.
מהפוזיציה הזאת, 24 שניות, 2 נגד 4.
Seals it right then and there. Although they are pushing onto the A site.
בום, בום.
Jimmy's getting a couple of kills.
את שניהם הוא הוריד בוואן דיק למוח. ואז שווי מוריד את טרופס, unfucking believable. וקריגן, וואו. וואו. לא יכול להאמין שזה קרה רגע.
Two very close matches though. You know, you
2-0.
It could have gone both ways. You could argue that Nuke overtime was
מאוס
and who knows what
משמידים את פייז.
It does feel like we're etching into an era right now where FaZe are just lacking, as we spoke about, the last 5%. We get the last round right here. It starts off well, you know.
Unexpected in my opinion.
Getting a nice kill, nice trading coming in for Brokey right here. He's finding the kill together with a teammate. Brawling can't get it done, and from this point and onwards,
פשוט הזוי. מאוס לוקחים פה ל-2-0. כי יש עכשיו G2 נגד ליקוויד, ואחר כך וייטליטי נגד ספיריט. אני אחזור לשדר את המשחק הבא של וייטליטי, כאילו לא הקרוב, במשחק הבא. מוזמן להצטרף. צפוי להיות באזור 3.5. על וואלה, זה פשוט הזוי מה שקרה פה רגע. דאבלים. כן, נסגור את השידור הזה. סבבה. זהו חברים, אני אמשיך לדרכי וניפגש בעוד 3 שעות בערך, בהנחה שהלוז יסתדר כמו שציפו, למרות שנראה שכל המשחקים פשוט נגמרו יותר מוקדם. 2-0 בקצב הנוכחי אנחנו נצטרך להיפגש הרבה לפני, 45 דקות לפני, זאת אומרת 2:45. תודה רבה שבאתם, נפגש בשידור הבא.
I really think that one thing I loved about Brolin in this one, especially on Nuke, is that when he was defending with exertion towards outside, they would always more or less swing together. And sometimes exertion, of course, he's going to peek a little bit. He's the outside rifler. He has to. But so frequently, if they got pushed back, Brolin would go for a peek with exertion at the same time. They'd fight through the smokes, go for spams together, or with Torz even on top of that. And you could just see, again, the cohesion from MAUs here